Hi, I'm Eric.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Chris.
And we're I Did It First.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's right. It's that kind of drinking podcast.
It's a drinking podcast. We legit drink.
If you're not drinking, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, sad panda.
Sad panda. You're sick. You're fine.
Yeah, you
have an excuse.
I do.
You're trying to get whatever this crap is out of you.
Yes.
Living.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck that.
All right. So we have a very special guest with us on today's podcast. We have everyone's favorite main character from the Mo Show in Phoenix, Arizona on 93.3 KDKB. We have Mo.
Hello. Hi.
Yay!
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the drink. I feel like this is going to be a very nice, toasty podcast that we got going on here. So, yeah.
It'll be a great
And everyone's
podcast.
favorite main character, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that. Maybe side character at best.
No, your hair is main character.
It is main character. The hair is actually the main character. I'm just a side character.
No, I'm sorry. If someone were to take a picture of this right now and be like, what's this anime based off of?
They're gonna be like, what hentai is this? I don't think I saw this. I'm going to have to look up on YouTube.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
I think we all have.
Oh, Lord. What's the sauce?
Sauce, please. Sauce. It says it in the description, asshole. It's still sauce.
It's like a buddy of mine showed me like this Facebook Messenger thing from like Facebook ad.
Yeah.
Like, so he's like, what's the info? It's in the sales ad. Pics? It's in the sales ad. I can't find the sales ad. You messaged me from the sales ad.
Oh, man.
So yeah, we have a YouTube channel. I don't know if I need to.
Yes, we do have a YouTube channel, which the very first episode of Cutscene that's on there cannot be monetized because we play the intro music and the outro music on it.
So that's all right.
So, yes, as we've talked about before, we have the other podcast, Cutscene, where we do anime, and yeah, that one, we put Knights and Magic up there, you know, in case you hate yourselves. And you're a
I totally
sadomasochist. I hate myself for watching that anime and for having to talk about
The
it and for
worst.
making people listen to it and watch it.
So go ahead and listen to our other podcast, guys.
Yes.
'Cause it's obviously awesome.
Hey, there's other anime that are good, especially Erased.
That's right.
Erased is
Erased
the
was
best
great.
one that we've done so far.
1 for 4.
We started high and then just went downhill on the anime. But, you know, beyond that, it's still good.
Okay.
But
So,
yeah.
you guys are probably just shunning me away, but I love watching certain animes, but I'm not big on anime in
That's
general.
fine. You watch some anime.
I watch some.
Yeah,
Like, I
same.
mean, I know the obvious ones. Like, obviously, Akira is like one of the best.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's okay.
That's
All
fine.
right.
That's right. You're
Wow.
like 90% better than most
Wow,
people.
I thought I was
Yes.
going to get shamed or something. Like, I was going to throw shit in my face. Or
It's
No,
like,
that would come
I
later.
don't watch
Okay,
it.
cool.
Oh, but
I'm
I've seen
signing up for
Akira
that.
and
Drop
this
the
other
shield.
one and this other one.
Yeah, he'd seen Akira. He'd seen Ninja Scroll. Like, he'd seen all the old standbys for the 90s. We're like, what are you talking about? You don't watch anime.
Yeah.
I don't watch anime, but I'm going to play Persona 5 now. Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You do that. Oh, man. Okay, so Mo runs the morning radio show here on
Yes,
KDKB.
I do the Mo Show every weekday,
Aptly
5:30 to 10. Yeah. It's odd. I don't know why they put my name in the show. It's so weird. But
it's easy.
it is easy. It's simple. And honestly, when
And it rhymes.
I was overthinking it. I was like, oh, we got to call something different, like Mo in the morning or Mo in the Mo or like something.
Gimme some Mo.
Yeah, right? Like Busta Rhymes just chimes in every morning, give me some Mo, and then boom, we get into the show.
You actually could still do that.
I mean, I was, but I didn't want to give him royalties, so you know.
What are you talking about? It's radio. You're just
Yes, you're right.
sampling it, so it doesn't really matter.
You're right. But I think it'd work better if it were a hip hop station. But
I'm
it's
pretty
fine.
sure that if anybody listened to alternative, they at least liked Busta
right?
Rhymes.
Because I mean, you grew up in the era where MTV was massive, so you're getting
Yeah.
all
Right.
kinds of music videos,
Oh, yeah.
different genres of music in your life. So for me, I'm definitely more. It's funny, even though I am in alternative radio, I'm way more into hip hop than
Hey.
anything else. And
but
I
good
come
hip
from
hop,
like,
not like this crap
oh
that they
god,
consider
no,
hip hop
like
now.
I'm not
Not the
listening.
bubble wrap.
Yeah, none of the mumble rap, none of the SoundCloud Uber rappers that we're all
Oh,
getting
God.
lately.
Oh.
Even though those are my low key favorite. But
Yeah.
every time I
That's
eat
what
one
you
of
listen to
those, I get a
headphones.
new tattoo on my face just to match with them.
So you haven't met any then.
Exactly.
That's good.
Exactly.
That is
As you
really
can
good.
tell, I've got nothing going on.
It's all just cover up.
Yeah.
Oh,
a
man.
lot of makeup.
Not
a
like
lot
you
of
see.
makeup.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Cat Bobby.
How long have you been doing the show?
I have been doing the morning show for about, I think I'm going to go on my 3rd year in April,
Wow.
which is crazy because I did not think I would get that far. I thought they were going to cancel me after 2 weeks. They were like, this bitch needs to calm down. She's a little too excited in the morning. You need to tone down her espresso.
I thought
That's
it would
the
be
best
cut
part.
back on the meth.
Well, you would think, well, no, meth, I mean, it would be probably a glorious thing. But we're talking about Starbucks coffee here. We're talking low key.
Nothing
meth.
good.
Yeah.
So everybody and their mom has a podcast. Like all these losers making podcasts all the time. What's the main difference that you see?
Podcast.
Past losers?
Podcast.
Do you like that? I liked it.
Podcast.
Trademark. Podcast is.
That's going to be our new podcast platform. Podcast is.
I'm gunsta.
TM.
I'm gunsta do it.
Are you buying the
TM.
domain right now?
That's right. That's right. What's the weirdest thing that, like, someone that nobody would ever think about with radio that you have some insider information on for us?
Oh, like, I guess as far as what do you mean?
Like, what's like something that like the average listener would never think about? Well, that's something that goes on with radio.
Ooh, I think I know one.
Right.
Half the time, she's probably not wearing pants.
That's true. You don't have to wear clothes when you're on the radio. And it's absolutely true, except I make my producer do that. I actually keep my clothes on. I'm like, you know what? If everyone's going to look at someone, it's going to be you, dude. Nobody wants it. But I think the weirdest thing is how much extra work you do behind the scenes. Because for me, I don't have a full-on show where I talk consistently. I have to talk in between songs. So you have to prepare yourself for the next break, or you have to know how to tease something to get people to stick around for the next, few minutes. Because you get points that way, and that's how you get your ratings. So there's a lot of science behind like what you do and how you say things, and it's way more work than I thought it was going to be, but it's still probably one of the best. It is the best thing I've ever done for myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And if the biggest stress I have that day is like, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to ask a comedian that's coming in. They're basically doing all the work for me for the most part. If they're good.
Sure.
I mean, if they're like Craig Shoemaker, then you're really going to have to work hard. So.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, what? I've seen him do stand
No,
up
he's good.
multiple
He's good.
times.
I mean, there's some people, like there's some comedians that you get that come in that are a little introvert. So they're waiting for you to ask
Unless
the
they're
questions.
on the stage.
Right,
Mhm.
right. So, I mean, you meet
I don't got my script in front of me.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
Yeah, and then there's some people that will just do their joke. They will retell their jokes that they do on stage on the show just to get people to come in and
Sure.
whatnot. But for my show, I get to talk to more comedians than I do musicians, because what musician do you know is going to come in balls early after their like 3 a.m. show that they ended
Mhm.
and talk whatever shit that they want?
Yeah, comedians
Yeah.
are probably still up.
Well, yeah, oh, no, yeah, they're definitely out.
Well, and
they're
they have
they're
to.
out.
They
Yeah.
have to make the circuits. Like I know they, when I used to listen to KUPD, and they'd have the people come in. They would go then to another radio station and another radio station, because they have to do like this big long circuit
Mhm.
so that they could get people to actually show up to the improv
Yeah.
or stand up live, or now CB live, which
Yeah,
I actually went to
CB
last
Live.
night.
Oh yeah. So what did you think? You saw
It was
Jeremy
interesting.
Piven?
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
Piven, and it was hilarious.
So then you must have saw my buddy Mike Turner, who's the host. He's
Yeah.
opening.
Mhm.
That dude is hilarious. Actually, I'm going to plug this. Him and I are
Go
doing
for it.
a podcast together.
What?
Yeah, because I don't
Podcasts.
think there's enough podcasts out there in the world. I really think we need
We'll
to
host you on
push it.
podcasts.
Right, I know. Can you host me on the podcasts? I like it.
Trademark.
The premier podcast is
Yeah,
platform.
podcasts.
No. That's the rip-off one.
Yeah.
Podcasts is the rip-off.
That-
Podcasts.
I like that. That's the park and swap version.
It's
I'm very
big
into
in
it.
China though.
Podcast eye.
Ooh, I'm in. Podcast
Yeah, it's
time.
not as fun.
It's not as fun.
Not as fun.
We tried.
Podcasts.
It's okay. You're stretching, but it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
fine.
My creative juices. I can
Okay,
go
so
for
this
your-
podcast.
Yeah. It's called Blank Canvas. But for me, I want to try. I'm always talking about more of the nerdy stuff or more structured shows. Whereas for this podcast, I want to be a little bit more free flow and talk about things that help keep myself creative or just keep people motivated into doing their craft on what they want to do. They start off with a blank canvas, and what steps have they taken to create the picture that they've built for themselves, whether it be a career or their creative side of whatever they're doing, just things like that. just trying to stay motivated.
Nice.
Just because I'm on that Gary V. Do you guys know who Gary V is?
No.
Oh my God! What the hell is wrong with you guys? This guy
Is he a motivational speaker?
Kind of.
Okay, I don't listen to any motivational speakers.
He's just he's very into like the social media marketing aspect and how you can promote yourself and build yourself. And I'm in that mode and that hustle right now of constantly building, promoting, creating content, pushing all that stuff out there. So that's what my stuff is mainly about right now. So yeah. You guys sound interested. I love it.
Motivation's always happy. Obviously, none of us are motivated to do shit. So it's all well and good.
You're motivated to play video games.
We are.
We are motivated. To play video
Exactly.
games.
And I think, everybody has their different aspect of what they do. Motivating to play video games, create video games, watch a bunch of hentai, whatever you want to do.
Wait, is that the
He's
plural?
laughing
Is that the plural of hentai? Is hentai?
I'm trademarking hentais, if you know how it is. Okay.
Oh, is that going to be the new hentai haven?
Hentais.
It's .net though. It's fine.
Oh.
I know. It's not.
No
it's
one
not
likes
legit.
it. No one likes it.
Yeah, I
.net.
know.
I mean,
It could be
talk to
dot-
Jason. He knows all about that.
Could be .info.
I was going to go
Oh.
.edu, but
Oh,
it was
God.
already taken, so it's fine.
Hentais.edu. That would be actually awesome.
Definitely taken.
And I want to
Hentai
go to that
school.
college.
It's offered by GCU.
Professor Tentacle Monster.
For those of you that don't know, GCU is Grand Canyon University, a private Christian college.
I mean, their color is purple.
It is purple. This
purple.
is true. Oh man. So where are you're initially from here? From Phoenix?
Born and raised in Mesa. Yeah, I actually lived in my
Nice.
childhood home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I killed my parents and I lived there.
You,
Living the
you
dream.
guys did.
Yeah. Sorry, Thanksgiving 1995. It's
East or
fine.
West Mesa?
What?
East or West Mesa?
It's more like Gilbert.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. Well, they're changing their name to Kindness USA for a week, so I'd like to say I live in Kindness USA.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Kindbud?
for a week though. For a week.
Kindbud USA?
Kindbud USA. That's actually.
That's how you get visitors. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's-
Yeah.
That's how you get people in.
Yeah, that's why there's a ton of people moving in my street now. Kindbud USA. It's too much.
You get them there with the kind bud, and you start talking about Mormonism.
That's how you reel them in, buddy.
Oh, man.
By the way, look at this water tower. There's a famous water tower in Gilbert, just in case you're wondering. It's not famous, but it's there.
Isn't there always a water tower in like all the weird small towns?
I don't know. I know.
It's like a thing.
I guess. I thought it was just a 70s show thing, but apparently it's an actual thing. Whatever.
It's like a Texas thing, I think, is the big thing. And,
It's pretty much anywhere but Arizona.
oh, okay.
Like everywhere else, like
We're trying. Okay,
'Cause
we're
I-
stretching.
No, there
I'm,
were
I'm
still
born and
water
raised in Arizona
towers.
too. Barely, not like there are out like back
Oh, yeah.
east.
Mhm. Where are you from? Like where at?
Chandler.
Okay,
In
cool.
Chandler,
Right
yeah.
on.
so I was
well,
born in Mesa. That's why I asked East
what
or
high
West
school did you go
Mesa.
to?
I went to high school in Desert Vista, though. We
Okay.
moved to Ahwatukee.
Oh, gotcha.
We got all uppity.
Yeah, it's like somebody got
When
money.
you're in Phoenix, but you don't want to say you're in
But I would have
Phoenix.
gone to Red Mountain.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I gotta be honest. Like, I think it's funny when people do the high school rivalry thing. I'm just measuring our education level because I know Mesa public school education is not as good as Chandler public school education. So I was just trying to size you up a little bit as far as.
Hey, back in the
intelligence
day,
goes.
the Mesa Public School stuff was actually pretty good because
What
my
day
wife
was that?
my wife went to Scottsdale, and she I'll tell her stories of when I was in like second grade and we went to like science camp and stuff like that, like during that. And she's like, we didn't get to do any of that
Oh,
shit.
cool.
It's like, this is bullshit. And I went to Scottsdale for Pete's sake.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, seriously.
I don't know. Better.
I feel
Nice.
like
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. We should probably tell the story on how we all met.
Oh, yes.
Because that burp just triggered so many memories. So a few years. Oh my god,
A few months.
a few months
We're best
back-
friends. It's okay.
Yeah,
Besties.
That kind bud.
Kind Bud USA.
We had all met at the Arizona Taco Festival doing some judging,
Yo.
and I don't know. I think I just
Except
started.
for Chris.
Except for me.
Yeah, were you sick at that
Second.
time too, or what happened?
No, he's not a judge.
Oh,
No, I'm not a judge.
you're judgmental, but
Yes.
He
it's fine.
can't eat that much. He's got like a little baby bird stomach.
I know. Do people have to like eat your food for you and then spit it in your mouth? Like,
Yeah, I gotta be baby bird.
Pretty much.
And no one wants to see that when you're trying to judge tacos.
It's also another search on my YouPorn. So.
It's on Hentais.
Yes. .edu, thank you.
Oh god! And
But
he's
no,
wearing a wig when he does it.
And then I don't know. I think by day 2 when we were judging, I think we all just hit it off and just started eating a bunch of tacos and talking about all the goofy shit that we do.
Well, because after the first day, we sat there and we're like, dude, we got to get the main character out of here. Like, check her out.
I was just loud as fuck.
Oh, we were laughing our asses off when you walked in, though. We're like, holy shit, a main character just walked into a taco tent.
Oh my God. I was
Jason's like, where? He's like, holy shit.
The hair.
This is no longer about us, guys. This is no longer about us.
Well, yeah, and then I'm like an asshole and I bring in my videographer. I'm like, look at me strutting my stuff. I was like such a dick. But no, we got great video. I just want to let you guys
The
know.
videographer was cool.
Yeah, she's dope. Actually, funny story. I'm actually seeing her now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's my first dive into the world of vagina. So that's
You just diving right into that vagina?
I just did a little mermaid dive. Part of your world. So. There's so many under the sea jokes you can make. But no, she's wonderful. I really like her.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Cool.
Thank you.
She was totally cool, so hooray!
Yeah, hooray, hooray. Cheers.
Yay. Cheers.
You don't get to cheers. Get out of here.
So aside from enough diving, what other things?
That's also part of my EDU.
Aside from up diving.
You know what? I'm just constantly trying to just think of new ways to do create content for video and stuff for the station. So
Nice.
and then just trying to make time for do it because I also host local band stuff. So just trying to keep up, man.
Well, KUPD doesn't do it anymore, so someone's got to pick
Well,
up the
I mean,
mantle.
they don't really. I mean, it's hard to because with KUPD's genre of music, there's really not a lot of good bands coming out.
You
in
mean
that
just
aspect.
Stain?
There's just
Just
not
Stain.
a lot of really good
I'm
bands
just saying,
in
if you
general.
love Godsmack 24/7, definitely.
Or Nickelback.
Oh, I mean, they are.
It's been a while.
Look
Wow.
at this photograph.
And that concludes the podcast for today.
Rose out.
And I'm gonna burn my laptop
I
now.
literally poured my vodka Tito or my Tito's soda on the laptop. That's how upset I
Needs
was
to
at
die.
that. No, with KUPD, I mean, think about it. They've been around they're celebrating their 40th year anniversary.
Good Lord.
Back
Yeah.
when they used to be Cupid.
Yeah, exactly. And you know,
Their
not a lot
colors
of
were like
people know
pink
that.
and white.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, they're celebrating their 40th year anniversary and a lot of their audience has grown up with their music. So it's the same stuff over and over again. That's what they're going to get. It's just, it's unfortunate, but I mean, look at John. He's not getting any younger too.
No.
But he still, like, for me, like, still holds a high pedestal because he's been in the game for so long and he's actually been very supportive of everything that I've been doing with my stuff.
And he's fucking funny.
And he's really funny. I mean, the guy is talented beyond all get out. When I first got into when I first started actually getting into radio, he was a huge influence of mine because it's like, dude, how could I be as funny as this guy and be as, you know, free and vocal?
You have to
It's a
learn
little
how
bit
to do
different.
voices.
Well,
That's the
one,
problem.
you gotta learn how to do voices, and two, you don't have can't give a shit about what people think about you.
Mhm.
And those are two things I can't do. Voices,
Aw.
and I give a shit about what people think about me because I have ovaries. So that's it's a thing.
Stop thinking with your ovaries.
I really do. I do. They're inflamed
Start
all the
thinking
time
with
so
main
much.
character.
That's my. That is literally the problem with me.
I'm so glad because I was like, man, we're gonna have to really tone it down a little bit. I'm really nervous about this. You're just coming in here and just rocking it right now.
I specifically asked her, I'm like, hey, do we need to tone down the language?
Oh,
Like, so
God,
that you
no,
can share it
no,
on your
no.
social media platforms? She's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, okay, good, because we curse like sailors.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I've talked about my reproductive system way more than we needed to. But that's fine.
Would you like to
Or
talk
not
about
enough.
Chris's reproductive
Yes,
system?
please tell me. How are your ovaries doing?
How is the uterus today?
Yes, please. Are you also going through those weird sweats? 'Cause-
Yeah, it's a little swampy down there.
It's fine. It's okay. We all get a little swamp action sometimes.
Oh,
Early
man.
onset menopause.
I was
for
gonna
Chris.
say
Poor
we're gonna
Chris.
start growing hair in weird places.
Neither of these fuckers shave.
I feel
so
so
good.
good. Actually.
Feels so good.
Legit, this guy grows 3 facial hairs.
Oh, it feels so
That
good.
is
I wish
it.
I had your genes. I grow facial hair all the time. I have to cut this down. I mean,
That's more genetics from your race of people? Is the
Maybe,
big
I guess
thing?
so. I mean, if we are going to put in my race of people.
It kind of just happens from what I'm told.
I mean, I'm not Pakistani. I mean, what do you think I am? What's going on here?
Yeah, Eric made this really uncomfortable for everybody.
That's only from the waist down. It's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
I'm like, cousin It from everything lower. It's fine. But I was also going on strike for January.
Oh.
Basically, what was even better is with the government shutdown, I was protesting. So I just stopped shaving until recently.
You showed that.
I'm completely
I was
wrong.
like-
Eric, you're fine. You just made this really uncomfortable for everybody.
The question is how true is all this?
Oh.
100%.
100%, I'm assuming.
I will not ask for proof.
Please don't provide it.
If you like it, it's on my Instagram at Melrose Radio. Please follow me.
Nice. That is the best plug. That is so good.
I'm fine with the plug. It's the source material of the plug.
That's why it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's just like of all the things you could plug into your Instagram, that's it. That was fantastic. I
It's
applaud
just
that.
like, now I'm kind of interested.
Yeah.
Follow.
I'd like to say that I've seen weirder things on Instagram. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I
of
have.
course. Of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
I've been on Reddit before.
Yeah. You know what 4chan is, right?
Oh god.
Who is this for, Jack?
Now that I've made you uncomfortable, what's your next question?
Obviously, we're all a bunch of really huge nerds and stuff like
I
that.
couldn't tell.
What are you a big nerd about?
Oh, a big nerd. Oh, God. I don't even know anymore. I mean, apparently it was muff diving like that.
Can you be a nerd about muff diving?
Oh, you can be a nerd.
I mean, if you think about it, like get deeper into the term of nerd, like
Much deeper.
something, yeah,
Deeper. Get deeper.
very deep.
Let's get deep here.
Something that you geek out on,
Go
something
search for
that
Atlantis.
excites you in a sense, But I guess right now, like,
I guess that would be right.
God.
it was video games for a hot minute, but now
Now
think
it's
I'm just
vagina.
Yeah. Which I'm assuming you guys are still learning about, right?
What's a vagina?
Exactly. Well, let me tell you.
I think they went
If
over
you
that in
follow
health
me on
class.
Instagram-
You have a private Snapchat.
Oh god.
I would
Her
say-
Patreon account.
Right now, I'm geeking out on just social media and just trying to create a bunch of stuff and creating videos. But yeah, that's mainly it. That's what I'm nerding out on.
Nice.
And a lot of alcohol. Damn, this thing is strong. What did you do? Just give me the bottle? I mean,
I could have.
I
You want the
felt
bottle?
like
Right
it was
there.
just ice and bottle. That's all there is.
There's only like that much vodka in there with the ice.
I should also mention I really didn't eat that much this morning.
Oh
That's fine.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
I
she's
had-
gonna be trashed.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a hot mess. We're gonna have to Uber me all the way to Mesa after this.
I'd be the first. There's no expense. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously,
obviously, yeah.
this is a very classy establishment. Thank you very much. guys.
We had a Canadian go through a 6-pack of pretty strong beer during one
Oh
podcast.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. What kind of
He
beer
was
was it?
sloshed. Oh, I forget. It was
Oh.
like a year ago. But we have a Canadian friend who works for Evolve PR that has come on a few times, and
Okay.
he had his wife basically beer wenching for him.
Oh,
bringing him in.
yes.
He's just like messing with like IPA, and all of a sudden a mug of IPA comes in. We're like, what the hell, man?
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Canadian
Wow.
wives are awesome.
Can I hire her? Where is
Yeah,
she?
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
She's up on Vancouver Island.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
I guess I should have brought my person then. That's fine. Well, let me ask you guys this: what made you start your podcast? What gave you the idea?
Well, we whenever we get together, we always just kind of just talk about it anyway,
Mhm.
and all of our wives and girlfriends are just like, God, just shut the fuck up, all the time. Just like,
Literally, that is exactly
Yeah.
what they're saying.
why don't you
Wow.
have a show? And then like, because Eric, Chris, and I will sit down somewhere with like other people, and then they'll just sit there and listen to us just bitch about games and stuff like that.
Right.
Because all of our friends are obviously gamers too,
Uh-huh.
and they're just like, no, we're with you and all that stuff like that. So it's like, why don't we like just start
record it.
Yeah.
So we
We've
have,
been told a few times, you guys should just really record this shit and put it on the internet.
right.
Mhm.
And then one day Chris came over drunk off his ass after
It was
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
It was
And-
on
Oh my
And we
god.
busted out the microphone and had the worst recorded podcast ever in my living room.
Oh.
It
which
sucks.
had vaulted ceilings and
Oh, yeah,
everything in the old
acoustics
house.
and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
too?
was so
we had
great.
one mic.
One
Like, it was so
microphone.
bad.
It was just this
so
one
bad.
blue.
That sounds
That was it.
wonderful.
Yeah, it was
We recorded 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So like the second one was
It was
even worse
long.
because we were
because we're drunk
really
then. Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah.
We were really drunk at that point.
We were drunk during the first one, and
Yeah.
then we just got more and more drunk.
Because at one point we had to, his brother has like some going out in public issues.
Okay.
So we had to get him drunk to go into the con.
Oh my god! Yes. Oh, there's nothing better than a drunk person in going to their first con. Oh my god.
Yeah,
yes.
it was his first.
I think he is.
It was
Did he
his
dress
first
up?
Phoenix con.
No.
No, he didn't
Okay.
dress up.
He
But
did get a guy to sign his ass.
Yeah.
though.
Yes.
He got Matt from Explosive.net
Oh, was it Ross?
No way.
to sign his ass, and
Oh,
then we
that's so
almost
beautiful.
got him to go to the tattoo place and get it tattooed because like the stencil's already there, man.
Right. Exactly.
If we
I
had one
see
more
so many
beer in
people
him, he
doing
would have
that.
done it.
Jesus, I'm disappointed in him.
I am
Probably
too.
didn't do his
I am
family.
too.
Did he like just cut himself afterwards? Because I
He
would
should
have.
have.
He is
Seppuku.
dead.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was
Yeah.
hoping.
That's why I
So-
keep talking about him in the third person in past tense.
And past tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He
it's
is
really funny because the more I talk to you and the more I look at you and the more I hear your voice, you remind me of someone from a very terrible movie.
dead. He is a terrible person.
I'm a terrible,
but
terrible
a
person.
great game, terrible movie, Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, great.
Do you
We just had a
remember-
great podcast about
Fuck
this
that
movie.
I mean, there's a guy,
The
you know what I mean?
best
He's a
worst
little bit
movie
older
ever.
now. His name is Fisher Stevens. And in the movie, he had, oh gosh, I don't even know how to explain how he did his hair, but he was like one of the Goombas, the guys.
Okay.
And you have the similar voice as to him. And he's also in Short Circuit too.
But
Gosh, okay, this is what he looks
guy.
like now.
oh, that guy. Oh,
But like I just hear it and I don't know. I just make weird connections to things.
I
Even
can
though
see that. What other movies has he been in? Because he was in a lot of movies back in like the late 80s,
Let's
early
see.
90s.
I don't know,
Movies.
Fisher. You tell us.
I don't know. I
Okay.
forget. It's been a long time.
he was in Stand Up Guys, Short Circuit, The
IMDb.
Cove, Awake, Short Circuit 2, Hackers, Isle of
Oh,
Dogs,
Hackers.
Grand Budapest Hotel,
Oh, that's a dope one.
Super Mario Brothers, classic,
Best movie.
Hail Caesar, One for the Money. That one won an Oscar.
Somebody looks at their
Elsie.
video or filmography on Google, not IMDb.
Mm.
You can tell because it's out of way order.
Wait. It is not
Way out of order. There.
Okay, I'm done with my rant now. Now that I've said that, I feel better. I can move on with myself.
That's all right. Yeah, because he was the main bad guy in Hackers.
Mm-hmm.
Rode around on a skateboard, wore all black, had the long hair. How do they see me?
That was a great movie.
Oh my god. Oh man, it's got a 28.8 kbps modem.
Oh my God.
I want it to have my babies. I want to have its babies.
I just love the Power Glove.
Oh god. Wait, they didn't have the Power Glove in that.
No,
That was in-
that's from
Hacker
Wizard.
Man.
That's
Oh.
from Wizard.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's from Wizard.
It's okay.
Also
All
a great
right.
movie.
Okay, so we should probably get to news because we're at like.
Oh yeah, this is a
30
video game
minutes in.
podcast.
I know.
Hey,
What
we
is
talked,
happening?
we talked video games a little bit.
We talked hentai more than we
A little
talked video
bit.
games.
Yeah.
And the
Hentai.
podcast
Hentais.
is.
All the hentais. All of the hentais.
Hentais.edu. It's
So-
a school for you.
That's how you pay off your college education.
Yeah.
You actually need to do it like in the tune of the Monkeys theme song.
Oh my God.
Hentai.edu.
This is how we know you're old.com.
Yes. Okay, so let's get to news. So we've got just like, quick list of everything for it. Kotaku had an article, and this is all true because I've looked it up, and I've looked at a lot of stuff for Super Smash Brothers. But apparently, Super Smash Brothers is extremely well balanced. So well balanced that the win ratio, the lowest win was 42%, and the highest was 57% across like
Wow.
a large
Wow.
sample set of people fighting in that. So like, because they can pull all of the data that comes through the internet. like,
Yeah.
they just see everything, and that is the lowest win rate was 42%.
Interesting.
So
That
it's
is
got
crazy.
a real
Yeah.
close swing. It's probably one of the most balanced fighting games that were out there.
Wow.
So there's nobody just running train on it like crazy.
No,
Mhm.
and a lot of people, a lot of people were saying that Ganon is supposed to be like this super powerhouse, but they were able to pull a sample set of like pro Smash players, and they lost more with Ganon than won, but they all preferred to play as him just because it was more fun, I guess.
Yeah.
It was really weird. But yeah, it's a super balanced game. They just came out with version 2.0, which released Piranha Plant. So if you bought the
Okay.
game before January 31st, you got Piranha Plant for free. Piranha Plant is her tiny little green booties. Piranha Plant is a she.
Yes. That's exactly what I call my piranha plant too. So that's fine.
No, like literally, this is in the game.
Yeah.
They refer to Piranha Plant as a she.
Yeah, I know what article you're talking about. So okay, yeah, but go ahead.
But yes, and they did like a lot of other tweaking and whatnot. But so
How much is Piranha Plant if you like I wasn't expecting it to be a DLC purchase.
I think it's only supposed to be like $5. You get the fighter pass is the thing, and they have like a season pass where you get like all the extra ones, so you'll be able to get Joker when he comes out and some other ones. I really want to bitch about that. Go ahead, Jason.
Stupid. I hate it.
Stupid. Here's the other thing: you can't play online unless you have Nintendo Switch Online.
This is true. That is true as well. And that is now something you have to pay for. Yep.
It's cheaper than PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before. The main reason to get the online is online saves.
Yes.
Because that is huge.
The old school classic games.
Yeah. But those are...
I mean, it's only $20 for the whole year, which is
right.
Insane.
Yeah. Way better than
I just bought
Or don't forget the family plan. So if you have...
I am alone forever. So.
No, if you have friends that have it, like you don't have to actually be family. So what you do is you go onto your Nintendo your My Nintendo site, and you can just send requests out to your friends. So like everyone can do it's $35 for up to 8 consoles.
Wow, and
then
awesome.
Everyone gets the ability to go on. Right. But you don't have like a shared eShop or anything like that. Because like one of the issues that we have with like the family plan for Google Play, because we do Google Play Music. Like I added my mom, but then it kept trying to use like my personal stuff for her to make purchases on the Google Play Store.
Oh, gotcha.
So that fucks it up. But it's all just the online play only. That's it.
Wow.
So you can have multiple ones.
I'm gonna have to put out a Craigslist for some friends or something.
Yeah.
Because that's
or some cool friends that actually play games.
Yeah, that's true.
That would
both
be
actually. If you don't have to play games, but if you want to be my friend, I'm cool with that too.
Must love Muff Dive.
Yeah, or hearing stories about it.
Oh dear God.
Share the cost.
Okay, next on the list. Speaking of Muff Diving, Red Dead Redemption 2 shipped 23 million units in 100 days.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No surprise.
You don't like Red Dead?
I don't like Red Dead Redemption.
Did you play it at all?
I did play the first one, and I just got so bored. I fell asleep on the horse so many times.
Fair.
Oh my God. And so I don't know why I haven't given Red Dead
Don't smoke weed and
2.
play Red Dead Redemption.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. But also, too, I get up earlier in the morning. That's my excuse.
This is also true.
Yes. Yeah. I have yet to play Red Dead Redemption 2. I've been wanting to. I haven't had anyone that has had the game, so I can fuck around with it.
It is amazing.
It's awesome.
I mean, I've seen some gameplay on Twitch and whatnot, but I think playing it for yourself is completely different.
Yes.
You gotta be ready for the realistic experience that you're gonna be having, because you're right.
Realistic skinning.
Realistic skinning, or falling asleep on the horse. I would believe that, just because there will be times where you're just like, I gotta ride my horse now for 20 minutes to get to wherever I want to go. Shit may happen or not.
You got a kick-ass fast horse.
But you gotta, even if you do, there's times where you're gonna have to put it on through there. But
I'm supposed to be going to the other side. Oh wait, I can hunt right here.
Yeah.
And that was really I've talked about.
Oh look, someone's waving at me from the side of the road. I should stop.
I've drained this where it's just I'll be going 15 minutes just down the road, and it's just it'll take me 8 hours because I just go hunting and I end up on the other side of the map.
What did I do last night?
Yeah.
You know what, when you put it in that perspective, because then I'll turn around and I'll play Zelda Breath of the Wild or something, and it's the same concept, or any of the Elder Scrolls games.
Sure.
Yeah.
You have to take a bunch of time to get to wherever you want to go. Yeah, there's these little side quests and everything, but it's just something specific about that game. I just can't.
Do you not like cowboys?
Maybe it's the Western aspect of it.
So many people are
was
turned
really
off by the
into it,
Western.
So and the daddy issue things comes up. So yeah. It's probably
well, you murdered.
Yeah,
him,
right.
Exactly. Do you see? I can't think about that stuff.
It's too painful to play.
Right? I can't be reminded of the smell. Oh my God.
I smell every time I go home.
Oh,
I just
man.
want to be king flesh
Yeah,
every time.
why do you think it's like a Snoop Dogg concert at my house all the time? It just reeks of butt. No. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
For medical reasons.
Yeah, of course.
Medical
Of course,
For
medical
science.
reasons.
For science.
But no, I love Red Dead, and that is not my type of game.
And see, I
loved it.
I have a bunch of friends that do love the game. I can't do it. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just a trash person.
You are.
I think that's what it is. All right, I'll agree to that.
Go clear that up.
The first time that you skin a rabbit by gripping it by the feet.
But have you done it in real life?
No.
Okay.
But I've seen that actually done in real
I haven't.
Yeah,
even
I've seen it in real life. I've never done it in real
Yeah,
life.
I watched Game of Thrones too. I know you're talking about. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So yeah, 23 million consoles, 100 days.
Number one game of 2018.
Yep,
Wow.
number one game of 2018 selling. Which, by the way, we need to small little trip back to our news that we were talking about the last podcast. Every one of those games that was in the top 5, other than Super Smash Brothers, that sales numbers was all the PS4 version of them, not total consoles.
Oh.
So still no Xbox games on the top 25.
Wow.
Ouch.
We
But I mean, what
we
did
like
they
to
come
rip
out
on
with
Microsoft.
recently?
Nothing.
Maybe that's why
That's
they're
it.
going on.
Forza. That was it.
Yeah.
That is the most recent game.
Sea of
that Microsoft
Thieves?
put out. But that
Biggest
was,
But
mistake
that
of
was
March.
kind of a disappointment. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like.
Kind of?
huge mistake.
So my
that abortion of a video game.
and see that's the thing too. I think it would have been fun. That's the kind of game that you have to have a huge crew together to do. And I've seen people play some very epic games when it comes to Sea of Thieves, but for the most part, I think most people are just playing by themselves, and it's fucking boring. by
Fucking boring.
yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And looks like crap.
Oh, especially when
Looks
it's
like a motherfucker.
Shallow
Well,
as hell.
I haven't seen it in a while. I
Supposedly
actually
it's
gave up
gotten
my
better
Xbox.
visually.
Good call.
Only I gave it to my ex to make it a legit Xbox.
The Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I kept my PS4 because I specifically bought PS4 for God of War. Because come on.
Boom.
God of War is
beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was
I've
also
been
a top
following
5 game for us.
Yeah, man, it was so fantastic. But as soon as Microsoft isn't doing anything. I think the last thing I
No.
played that I loved that was Microsoft exclusive, Cuphead.
Oh yeah,
Cuphead
Yep.
is fantastic.
Cuphead was great.
I think
I
it's
love
Fucking
it.
pretty true
hard.
for all of us.
Yeah.
It's
to be honest,
so
yeah.
difficult.
Well,
Oh,
Forza.
Forza.
Forza
Forza
Yeah,
Horizon
Forza.
4
Yeah.
is the first Horizon game that I've liked.
Really?
Yeah, it was the very first one that I played of any of the even Forza, really, I guess I could say. It was the first Forza game
Mhm.
that I actually liked playing, that I thought was fun, looked good,
Mhm.
handled well for it. But we did play it on a giant sim rig.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was cool. But then I played it just at the booth, and it was like down on the same
Oh,
when we
yeah,
did the Xbox thing, and it was still fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
a fun
I like
game.
it.
I like it.
I know this is going on topic a little bit, but what was there a game that made you want to buy a specific console?
Final Fantasy VII, PlayStation,
Halo.
Yeah.
Halo for the Xbox, but I still never owned an Xbox.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Really?
Super
Yeah.
Nintendo or
Ah.
Genesis.
Genesis.
Yeah,
Genesis.
Genesis.
I played Toe Jam and Earl at everybody's house, and she was like, "I need that
That
fucking
in my
game."
life.
Yeah.
I need that in my life.
Genesis had some pretty decent games.
Oh, yeah, they
Oh
did.
man, you know what? Their starter pack coming up because I remember they had like 6 games in one little cartridge, and
Mhm.
it was Golden Axe, not Street
Altered
of
Beast.
Rage,
Yep.
also
Altered
the
Beast.
Altered
Yep.
Beast. Oh, I can't think of the other one.
The one where you're floating around and you're shooting like down
Yes,
scope. I can't remember what it's
yes.
called.
Oh yeah.
that was probably one of my favorite games that I've ever gotten with a console, like as a add-on feature for a console. It was fantastic. I played the shit out of
Love that
Golden Axe.
console. Yeah, I was a Genesis boy growing up, so that was
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite of all time. Toe Jam and Earl was a big motivator for a lot of this,
Mhm.
hence why Toe Jam and Earl being re-released in a Kickstarter. I spent probably close to $200 backing this game because I was just like, I need every single aspect of this game
Wow.
come to me. So
Then we now all have the soundtrack,
Yeah.
which is funkadelic.
which is
Yeah.
great.
Oh yeah.
Speaking, small little side tangent. Speaking of sim rigs, Chris is a sim rig that's the same color as your hair.
Really?
It's
You
true.
got good taste. I like it.
It's pretty dope.
You
Powder
are allowed to
coated
be back on the
teal.
podcast now.
Yes.
Welcome back for about 5 minutes until you do something to piss us off again.
Okay. I feel like you're giving me too much time.
Yeah, like
Your
like,
mic's
I like
gonna
to
shut
give a little
off right
buffer.
now.
You might fall asleep.
You
You're
talked.
All right. Next, this is only in news specifically because it's me.
Oh, God.
Warhammer Crossbane is coming out on June 4th. Yay! It's a Diablo style Warhammer game. Warhammer, not 40K.
Move on.
Oh, wait, 3/4 down view, hack and slash. It's fucking dope looking. It's gonna be great.
This isn't the one
So
he
this
played
is not
this year.
Inquisitor.
No, this Inquisitor's out. I
Yeah.
need to buy that.
I almost bought that.
No, Chaos Bane's coming out.
Chaos Bane.
Yeah, and
Oh, okay.
it looks great. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. So I'm definitely going to have to pick that one up. June 4th. Apex Legends launched
Yay!
on Tuesday, right? This past Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they had such an aggressive ad campaign
So
for
aggressive.
it. Like,
So aggressive.
like people,
like-
it's
Hey, a game might come out tomorrow. We're hearing rumors. Oh, hey, here's this game.
Yeah.
Go download it.
Literally. I saw an article on like Sunday night of like, there might be a Titanfall game coming out or being announced soon. And then it's like, oh, here's the game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I've never seen like a game like be released and then have so many people on Reddit. Like it was so obvious to me that EA spent tons of money buying people with Reddit accounts with whatever accounts you want,
Mhm.
just propping this
Spam it.
game. Yeah, just spamming the crap out of it on almost any social media you could see. Of that
Like
was gaming
Microsoft is doing
related.
with Twitch with Sea of Thieves.
Yes, with like
Where
what they're doing with that.
they legit, like, it hasn't come out, but I'm pretty certain that they paid that streamer just to stream
And
that
that's
game.
fine. I mean, whatever, as long as they're being clear about it. But either way,
They aren't,
what-
though. That's the thing.
They're not.
But I mean, isn't every game company like when they're sending it to these?
No, but it's a very prominent Twitch streamer that was only doing Fortnite. Like, that's what he was known for. And then
Oh.
suddenly decided he's going to switch to Sea of Thieves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Suspect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just like
it's a
that.
little suspect.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It's all right because it's
Just don't think about
actually, Apex
Okay.
Legends is actually kind of awesome. It is a lot of fun. It is.
Still haven't played it, even though you told me that this is probably the one battle royale game that I would probably kind of like.
It actually you probably would because it's first person shooter. It's got the Fortnite stuff down where you're dropping in like normal with a team and you're together with your team.
But
which is
without the
kinda
shitty
awesome.
Fortnite physics.
Without the shitty Fortnite physics,
Mhm.
no building, which is awesome. Gun mechanics that actually work very well. You have to add on not only to your gear that you're wearing, but add-ons to your gun, and each gun can have additional add-ons.
And the
Okay.
possibility for mechs.
It's there
Because
Gotcha. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and
Bo was like looking at me like, I don't understand why
Well,
you're
I was
saying
like- I
possibly
was like,
mechs.
I played
What?
Titanfall, but when you said mechs, and I was like Mexican or.
Yes, you can get Mo in.
Yeah, I was like, so am I a
Listen,
feature
guys, some
character?
Tex-Mex.
Do I throw burritos at people?
you're the
What
main
happened?
character.
Yeah.
If that's what you want. It's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you are the main character.
I am-
And you have a burrito launcher.
Okay, good.
You're not throwing them like a
Come
heathen.
on now.
You
Is
have
he-
you have an actual launcher.
I mean, I wouldn't even be a villain. I'd be a superhero at that point.
You break
If I
down the
had
door,
a
Mary
burrito
Post is playing in the
launcher,
background.
Who wouldn't want a burrito launch in their mouth?
Burrito!
Oh my god.
You just think of the crossover with Chipotle and stuff like that.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Wait,
man.
time out. The fact that you mentioned Chipotle in a Mexican food thing, you are not.
So now you're
Definitely
on
a
the
white guy.
podcast.
Definitely a white guy.
I'm sorry, but are you saying that you would turn down money?
Yeah.
I would turn down.
Chipotle would be the ones that would
Honestly,
be
true
pulling out
story.
money.
I would totally turn down something that is not authentic Mexican.
Mhm.
It's true. I was doing this thing called Let's Talk About It, and they wanted Del Taco to sponsor it. I was like, that's not
Gross.
real fucking Mexican
No, it's
food,
not.
and I'm not putting my name next to that at all.
Amados.
Yeah.
Amados is
Amados.
the real.
Yep.
stuff.
Amados. I don't think I've
Amados.
ever
How
had
do you
Amados.
How you from Mesa and haven't been to Amados?
Okay.
Dobson, Guadalupe, I think is the
Yeah.
closest one to
Yeah.
you.
Guadalupe, Amados.
Yeah, north of Guad on the west side. Boom.
That's where it is. No, it's on the east side.
It's not
on
like
the
a
west
sit-down
side.
restaurant.
It's
Oh,
on the
west
west
side
side.
of Mesa. I
Yes.
was on the
Okay,
No, it's on the
we'll,
west
you
side
know,
of the
we'll
street.
discuss some models later, all right? I'm just
Yeah.
because
No,
now I'm
you
hungry
need
and I
to-
want bean and cheese burritos.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
They're
here-
fucking
you're
phenomenal.
in luck. The Burger King down the street from me closed, and Filiberto's went in place there.
What?
Hang on. The best part about it is that they closed the Burger King, and when Philly Bees went in to do it, they left the play place.
Yes.
And they still have it painted on there. Come in, we have a play place.
Please tell me they haven't sanitized the balls.
Yeah,
they
I
probably
really
don't.
don't know how
Would
I
you
feel.
expect them to
Yeah.
sanitize
Those-
their balls?
No,
Those
there's no
bean
sanitizing
burritos,
balls at a
Bombay.
Philly Bees.
No.
Okay,
I really don't know how I feel
they're
about
definitely touching you.
a play place at a Filiberto's. I think those balls would be stuck to you if you got out.
Think
Yes.
about all the extra guac those kids have
Oh.
eaten, and the extra guac that's going to be in those balls.
Oh, brown balls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Oh.
cesspool. That is
They're already
horrible.
gross to begin with. Okay, so Apex Legends.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's free. Check it out. This is the game that that really, if you're not big on battle royale games, easy one to get into, easy one to have fun with. If you have just two friends, you're gonna have a blast. I promise.
Sweet.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was reading an article about it too, where they're kind of talking to one of the guys, and was like, "Well, don't you think like battle royale is a little like too much? There's too many battle royale games." It's like, well, it's not as iterated upon as like team deathmatch,
Or first
Yeah.
person shooters in general.
right? Yeah, so it's
Mhm.
like, well, so we just want 3 people because it's different.
And they're not
It
trying
feels
to
good.
make it take place in the late 80s and riding bicycles and doing all sorts of weird shit.
Well, I'll tell you
No.
what.
I'm looking at you, Cliffy B.
What happened 100% is that EA released their earnings this last month, and it was some of the worst that they've had in a long, long, long time.
Like
so
a lot
this
of
is
Yeah, they're
this
hurt.
is not a shocker. They're just like, you know what, we have this good game that they're probably going to do, maybe more charging for, and they're just like, we just need to release it free and get some of our PR back.
Yep.
Because you
They
know
just
what,
need to
as-
get their PR back in
Oh,
general.
they
general.
fuck
Yes.
themselves.
Yeah, they fuck
like-
themselves
Yes, they
hardcore.
fuck themselves
God.
bad.
And there's nothing as unfortunate as it is, because I don't agree with a lot of it. Battle royales right now just print money,
Yeah.
and you know people are going to go in there and be like, I want this dance.
I mean,
want
everything
this
has
skin.
its wave, you know? I mean,
Yep.
that's just what it was.
You know what I would play, though? Like the one battle royale that I just sit there and it's like no matter what, I'd play it. Star Wars battle royale.
If it's based off of the Battlefront stuff.
No.
I was thinking the same thing.
No. It needs to be just like another thing. Like even if it's based off of the Titanfall stuff, like that, like you're saying. Like,
if it went back to like the PS2 era, Star Wars Battlefront games, and made that battle royale style.
Stop thinking about Battlefront. It's
or whatever.
I'm just saying that would be the only battle royale game that I would probably pick up.
Get into a Star Wars one, just in general.
Yep.
Do you guys play Fortnite at all? Or no?
Fuck Fortnite.
Okay,
No.
thank you.
No.
I have, but
So I have too. It's
Yeah.
hard for me to get into it because I'm not 12 and I
Right.
don't have,
Mhm.
maybe I don't have ADD enough. I'm
no.
not sure.
One of my favorite things that I've read is just like Fortnite's the best game that I don't play, just
I was
because
just gonna
all
pull that
of
one
the
up. It was
all of the
the
12-year-olds
Yeah.
are now playing this game and they're not playing the games I like to play.
That makes perfect sense.
So I have way less toxicity on everything else that's going on because they're all in Fortnite screaming at each other about their moms.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on this because, Fortnite had just recently incorporated an in-game concert with Marshmello.
Yes.
Right.
And now they're talking about doing
That happened
more of
on
that.
Super Bowl Sunday, didn't it?
So, I thought it was on Super Bowl Sunday.
Was it Saturday?
But apparently it was Saturday, and maybe they did it again on Sunday.
Or
I gotta
maybe
go
it
back
was
and look
maybe
at
it was
the
Sunday
article.
in Japan.
Maybe. But,
Pot.
but either, pot.
Pot.
But honestly, I'm just like, well, what's the big feature in that? Because obviously this could be something recorded. It's not like a live thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And there's actually speculation that was recorded.
Right. of
But
course.
here's what was amazing from that. Like, so if I heard the release numbers for that, and it was only like a couple thousand that actually showed up for the concert.
Mhm.
But the increase of traffic after it,
Right.
of just everybody knowing and coming into Fortnite afterwards,
Mhm.
was exponential.
Exactly.
Which
yeah.
is crazy to me to think about. It's just like, so it wasn't even about the concert. It was just like, oh, you can do that here? I should check it out.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
Marketing.
Yeah, marketing.
101.
Well, they did good. They
If
did
there
good.
was a concert coming into a game like that, what would you want to see on there?
That is
Nickelback? You look like
100%. You know,
Yeah.
Stained Nickelback, Three Doors Down, you bring them into like a
Creed.
game. Creed. Oh my
Wow.
God. Let's just
Please.
like
Thank
90s,
you.
like,
If they had ICP, let me just tell you right now.
we can all have Hatchet Man avatars. It'd be
Exactly. It could be
dope.
like,
Be drinking some Faygo.
a virtual,
Hey.
gathering for juggalos.
VR chat all up on
I love it. Yeah.
Don't fucking talk bad about Faygo.
Wow, fighting words.
All satire.
Faygo
This would be
Rise.
the
Someone's getting
worst.
a hatchet.
This would be the worst experience of anybody's life ever. if this actually happened.
Dude, I would go to an ICP concert if they were handing out free Faygo.
What is your deal with Faygo?
It's delicious.
No, it's
I
not.
don't even drink soda.
No, it's horrible.
I see. I'm not a
Rock
soda
and Rye is
person.
delicious.
No, it
I don't
tastes just
understand
like
why.
syrup.
Half my family's from Michigan. So
So you got to support.
I
Yeah.
grew up on a lot of it. so.
Yeah, you don't see me supporting Arizona tea though.
Oh,
Suck it,
truth.
yeah. By the way,
Shit
it's made in
sucks.
New York. It's just
Yeah.
Arizona's on it.
Yeah.
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 It used
We
to
just
be
have a
made
cool
here.
ass can. It's
They
about it.
what?
It used to be made here like way back in the day, if I
Yeah.
remember right.
Yeah, just
No,
like,
just the company was based out of here way back in the day.
All
I'm
right.
pretty sure the tea was not made here ever.
no
I don't know. Do you support anything prickly pear?
prickly pear. If there's margarita involved, yeah.
I think that was more of an East Mesa thing.
I've been in
Anywho,
the
I
swamp
support
market.
Tina
I know
Sunrise.
what's up there. They definitely sell some. Really good
all right. Anyways,
Model.
Xbox Live is coming to the Switch.
Oh God, this was hilarious to me.
Like, why?
So you can still talk with your friends where
Android
you're actually
and
playing
iPhone.
You
Yes.
wait. You can talk to
your
what
Xbox friends while you're
There's people that play Xbox.
while you're playing actual games because no one's playing on Xbox games on Xbox anymore.
Mm.
But they want to still talk to their Xbox buddies while they're playing real
But
games.
is it like with Xbox exclusive style games though? Well, no, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
No,
No.
it's just in
They're
general.
just bringing Xbox Live to the Switch, Android, and iOS.
So you can have it and you can still chat with people because you have friends that you meet online that you don't know in real life,
Right.
but you want to talk to them and all that stuff like that. You
I
like
don't want to
playing
talk
with
with
them.
anybody that plays Xbox.
And if I knew that you were playing Smash and I was playing Smash, and we only know each other from Xbox Live, and it's like, great, we can just continue our conversation on a different platform where we can actually play some fucking games.
Right. And then also, I guess, like all the
When you're
the
down to
points that you
Smash, you mean?
acquire, it
Yeah.
just keeps loading onto there. I think that's the only extra feature you get.
Right.
Even then, what the fuck do these, extra points mean for you? You get a high score of something. That's great, but no one gives
Jason's
a
all
fuck
bragging,
about like
yeah.
12,000.
Gotta stroke that ego.
Gotta stroke it, gotta do it. That's why you do anything anymore in
Yeah,
gaming.
Jason's all about platinuming everything.
Gotta get it done. Gotta get it done. We'll talk about that
Yeah,
soon.
very soon. Okay, last one. There are rumors. So this is Sunday. The podcast is probably going to come out on Tuesday, which is the day that everyone thinks this is going to happen. Layoffs at Activision and Blizzard
Oh.
might be happening.
No shop. They just split. So
Yeah.
No, Bungie. Split.
Bungie is what.
Bungie, yeah.
Bungie
you're
split.
right,
Okay,
you're right.
so reading into it, I think I know somebody that's going to get laid off, unfortunately. So the rumor is that they are going to release a lot of marketing and PR people from the Blizzard side and move Activision people into those roles. The Activision people that were previously slated with the Bungie stuff.
Mhm.
So because of that split, a lot of Blizzard people are supposedly going to lose their jobs because Activision.
Serious question: is this finally the fallout from not releasing StarCraft Ghost?
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
100%.
Totes.
Totes.
Totes, yo. Totes.
Easy.
But yes,
it took like a decade.
It's
a
just
friend
interesting.
of mine may or may not be getting laid off because of that, because he
Well,
does
don't put
marketing
that
and
out
PR
there.
for it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
some universe
It
like
kind of sucks.
death-defying jazz. You're saying.
Hey, but if he doesn't get laid off, then that just means he's good at his
if
job.
he does, you need to sit on this podcast and be like, "Told you, motherfucker."
Yeah, I warned you.
I called
bitch.
it. I called it.
it just really sucks.
Get that resume.
But
On LinkedIn.
Right?
it really blows though. The Activision's like, oh, no. We're gonna keep our guys, and you need to fire your people, and we're gonna move our guys into it.
So joys of being acquired.
Because they did
Mhm.
such a good job with all the Destiny marketing.
Oh god.
such a good job with anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Call of Duty?
I mean, the Blizzard
Even
PR
that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything
Sells
like that, they do a
itself.
pretty good job of trying to keep people from getting pissed off about them not releasing any new games since what, 2014, 2016
What was
Is that
the last
really?
original game?
was Overwatch.
Really?
That's the last original game.
Wow.
That is the last game that they've released, like actual game.
Wow.
That's not like a rehash of like Diablo came out and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Their popularity has switched so much on Overwatch. Like they're doing like a big push for the Chinese New Year right now.
Mhm.
It's just like, oh, you can definitely tell who's still playing this game.
It's either that or they're really trying to just do like what every other like mobile game does. Because a lot of the Japanese games like Dokkan Battle and stuff like that, they all do like Chinese New Year and everything
Right.
like that
Mhm.
promotion
Because-
too.
The Chinese people are.
But even on global.
yes, on
Oh
global.
no, yeah, the China servers are global.
Yeah,
It's only
exactly.
Japan is separate.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yes. All right. So unfortunately sad news, but now I guess we'll get on to what are we playing. So I think we'll let Jason go first.
Yeah.
We won't make Mo go
Yeah,
first.
don't make me go first.
Yeah.
Because Jason, what have you been playing?
A shit ton. So
A metric shit ton?
a metric shit ton. There-
Which is like 2.6.
I was gonna say.
of
1,000
feathers and bricks.
I love that.
Yeah, because they're
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh, wow.
I've,
If you have to explain a joke, you probably shouldn't tell the joke.
that's 99% of me. So
That makes sense.
Engineering jokes.
Last time I'll bring it up and talk about it. Dragon Quest 11, fucking phenomenal game. I stayed up till 4 a.m. on Tuesday, just this last week, and finally fucking platinum the game.
sick.
I didn't. I went to work like a champion and was glowing because I got this platinum, and no one knew why. And I was just like, oh, I just got.
They just thought you had sex.
they gave me they gave me a promotion.
The wife finally opened the gate.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
wife
no.
finally was just like, you know what? Now's the time.
She gave me the old-fashioned.
It's because got that fucking platinum. It's like,
She
yo
knew
baby,
it.
yo baby, platinum.
You
11.
You
Wait,
finally
was it
got
yo
manhood.
baby or was it yo baby, yo?
Ooh.
Oh.
It came from both. But last time we'll talk about it, I promise. 140 hours sunk into this goddamn game. I loved every moment of it. If you're into old school JRPGs, it is the game that you absolutely need to be picking up and playing. 'Cause it's
And
just
the
so much fun.
end was fucking hard, you said.
Yeah, so you get like
Which
part of
is
the
what
trophies-
which is what Dragon Quest 8, like we talked
Dragon
about before.
Quest
It's
has
like you
always
go through
been-
and you do that, like to fully beat the game, it is fucking hard.
As far as Square Enix goes, or even the Squaresoft back in the day, you know, the two main platforms for RPGs were obviously Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. And both of them were obviously fantastic, fun to play. But Final Fantasy always had a little bit more of an easy side to it,
Mhm.
where you could easily like get through stuff.
Except for some of the weapons in 7.
Some of the weapons in 7 were, well, 7 was obviously the best one. I'm talking
Yes.
about like, 3, 4, 5,
Yes.
6 even. But even with Dragon Quest always had the reputation of being way more grindy than Final Fantasy. And then secret bosses or final bosses were hard as fuck.
Mm.
And Dragon Quest 11 did not stray from that at all. They strayed from nothing of the Dragon Quest franchise as a whole. And even at level 99, which is max level that you can get in the game, the final boss still took me about 45 minutes to an hour just to beat. And I had to play him 3 times because I was getting party wiped a few times. And you had to really be doing everything. And you're max level. You have all the items.
There's
you have all
nothing
the
else you can
stuff.
do to get better.
Yeah. It's just like
just get good.
You just gotta not suck. Like realize you have to like it was interesting because it was interesting because typically if you're playing a game, you gotta watch an enemy and like dodge and all that stuff like that. Well, in a turn-based, you can't dodge. It doesn't matter about that.
You just have to hope that RNGesus praises you and gives you, the miss.
Well, it's not even about that. Like, so you have to watch the tells. Like you after playing him 3 times, just like, okay, I now know that he's attacked twice. So most likely his next round is going to be a buff or his next round is going to be a magic thing. So I better start defending magically right now instead of waiting for him to come out. Yeah. And that's how I finally was able to do it. Kudos to them for designing a system that was just more involved for a turn-based style game, which is typically just you take however you want and just attack. Could have been Final Fantasy X 2 all over again, attack, pray, but it wasn't. It was actually involved with a lot more in-depth stuff. So I'll shut up about it. Great game, platinumed it.
It still had the greatest gay pride parade ever.
Greatest
gay pride parade ever.
I was there. It was wonderful.
You were beautiful.
Thank you.
So,
I was a Grand Marshal. I was a Grand Marshal.
Matter of fact, I think the hair color was the same. if I'm really thinking about it. So it was fantastic game. Second of all, the game I put on hold to play all these other games was Spider-Man, and I finally went back.
I finally gave it back to you,
and finally back on in and platinumed it because I've been like, I know I need to do this. It's just on my thing, and you know what? That worked out really well because as awesome as Spider-Man was, it was easy to get burnt out on a lot of this stuff because you start going into these areas and it's just like, hey, now we have 50 guys attacking you all at once. Now there's 60 guys attacking you at once. Now there's only
now you have
guys.
8 waves.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, let's go. I'm already.
Oh, now it's a whole bunch of big guys that will just block the entire time.
Right. So I mean, it kind of got a little bit on the dragging side. Taking the break, going away, and then coming back. Yeah, it just reminded me how much I love number 1 that game. It was just a fucking phenomenal game for 2018.
Which was your number 1, right?
No, my number 1 was Red Dead.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was a great game to come back to and be like, oh yeah, I really like this game. I jumped back in. Controls I remember being like complicated, but I just snapped right back on into it and was able to get back to kicking ass. And then the last like 2-hour grind that I had left was nowhere near as annoying as it would have been if I just played it all the way through. It's also so good that I didn't delete it then right away because I was just like, you know what? I may pick up those DLCs someday. So I didn't delete it right away because I'm usually pretty like Dragon Quest. The second I beat that, got that platinum pop up, eject, fucking delete, garbage, done. Never playing it again.
No, that's coming to my house,
which is fine. And so I had a blast and a half.
And you know you're gonna pick up that DLC because you want to see Black Cat.
Black Cat is
Black Cat.
Yeah. And they did a great job with the. I'm probably embellishing a little bit, but they had 3 after credit trailers or not spoilers or whatever you want to say after credit,
like any good Marvel thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because they had you beat the game, you get the pretty credits, then you get a cutscene, then you get the not as pretty credits, you get another cutscene, and then you get all right, now you're going back in the game, you get another little extra cutscene. Just like Jesus, just do it all at once. But they did a great job of setting up for Spider-Man 2, which would be a bunch of really great cliffhangers. It's going to be a lot of fun once it does. Miles is going to be a much bigger figurehead, and which I'm excited for because that whole Spider-Verse is great. And as not huge, I mean, I'm a huge comic book nerd, but I'm not like a big movie comic book nerd person. They did a really great job. And again, seeing all of the stuff, pointing out all the changes that have been going on over the Marvel universe. It was
all
really
the different outfits.
All the different outfits.
All the different.
My favorite one being as much as you want is the underwear Spider-Man suit, where it's just mask and underwear. And all right, before you be like, "Whoa, Jason, why are you liking just an underwear thing?" His special power is the equalizer, which makes everything, including yourself, 1-hit kills.
Oh, Jesus!
Wow. And that made the game way more fun. I was just like, once I read that, I was just like, I gotta play with that just a little bit. Obviously, it's harder. Yeah. But it's just something super satisfying.
Like a straight bullet. Like if you end up getting focused on like 2 or 3 guys, and then suddenly some guy behind you like
just
aims a gun at you, you're like, fuck.
But there's still something super satisfying just dropping down and be like, Jet, just handing out the naps all over the place. It was fantastic.
Nap City.
So
Nap City.
great game.
Nap City.
Great game. Both great games. Happen to have them done and platinumed and out of my life forever, probably. Then after that, besides that, Chris and I spent some time with the Anthem demo that was out there.
Open demo.
And I'm pretty sure we'll have two different
Impressions.
Mildly different impressions.
I mean, I know you spent a
Not
little bit
mildly
more
or
time.
not drastically.
Not drastically.
Okay.
There we go, yeah. I was actually like, as much as we all hate on EA and all that good stuff like that for them being sucky.
Sucky.
At E3,
we have
seeing that demo.
We have a extensive vocabulary here.
I like it. I was going to say, this word, sucky, tell me more about it. I don't know what it means.
Well,
when you look it up in the dictionary, there's a picture of Nickelback.
Oh. Okay, cool.
And Adam Levine.
I thought that was next to failure. I'm not sure.
I was going to do it a different way.
They are not a failure at all.
You can learn all this more at
how much money do they have?
Hentai.edu.
Doesn't matter. I think if you're failing at life internally, that's different. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not making proper decisions with your life. Okay, sorry, whatever. Go ahead, continue.
Speaking of proper decisions, my extensive playtime in video games is going well. So, played a little bit of Anthem.
The little bit that there was.
The little bit that there was. There's not a whole lot that you could do, which is fine. It's a demo. Yeah. And I don't want to like talk bad about a demo in itself, because obviously it's still a demo. It's not released yet. There's a lot that's going to go on. There's a beta, you know. So I'm not going to like talk about like some of like the graphical things I saw, or that the game crashed on me a few times when I was trying. That's not a big deal.
Demos
that's
are always hastily put together. So
that's meant to be just fine and dandy. But what I couldn't get over was on how this game was just Destiny. Like, there was just nothing around it that was better or worse. Or
I'm sorry, I can't stop talking about them goat legs. The goat legs are awesome. All them goat legs. All them goat legs. When they first showed up at the Microsoft,
got that
at the Microsoft press conference, we were like, oh my God, goat legs. All the goat legs. Like, that's literally what we talked about on the podcast that night was goat legs.
Are you guys going to go to this year's E3?
Yeah. Yep. We already got our passes and everything.
I feel like
You need to go. You can get industry.
No, I know. I've already gone. I've gone multiple times, but every time I go, I just feel like every single time it just gets worse and worse.
You can get Korean barbecue with us.
Well, also,
curry.
As I mentioned, now that you've invited me, I feel like it's going to get worse and worse.
What do you mean now that you've invited me?
No, but
Sony's not going to be there.
That was another huge thing that was making me wonder. Like,
I mean, they were only kind of there.
Like, what am I kept thinking, I'm like,
what else are you gonna
am I giving? Because I think about, what am I giving everyone out of this? You know, what is the point of me coming out to E3, and what am I bringing to everyone else as far as like mass appeal goes? Because, you know, as far as where my work is. And honestly, like, there's really not much coming out. There's no hype for anything that's coming out new this year. I mean, yeah, we're getting some conversation about new consoles.
But possibly, nothing's going to get
nothing. I feel like this is going to be a lull year for video games.
It will be.
And then the following year, we might get a nice surprise.
Okay, so this is what I would say. It sucks that Sony's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm like, that blows. But when I really think about it, I don't mind that. Because the Sony booth this last year didn't have a whole lot going on.
It was just Spider-Man.
And that was it. Mm-hmm. But where we usually find ourselves spending most of our time is like smaller publishers.
Yeah.
Some damn good games coming out. I mean, shit, I don't know how much time we spent in the Focus Interactive
group. Yeah, we were at Focus.
Like, Focus Interactive, they have tons of games that they're always like pushing. And we generally end up spending like a good day there in actual time, like over the time span of it. We spend a good day there just looking at the different games, doing doing press demos and stuff like that for it. So there's a lot of the indie games that I think that's where this year it's really going to shine. Is some of the smaller developers are really going to get out there and see everything.
I'm hoping that Sega really pulls it up too, because they had a pretty decent exposure last year.
Well, now that they're being repped by Evolve, they might be.
They might be. So maybe they'll have a better job. So, no, I'm really excited for Sega to come on out of the woodwork. I think that they've done a lot of good stuff with the Yakuza franchise and stuff like that, and I think they're really finally like getting more of a mass appeal, even though it's like the 6th game now or something like that.
Yeah, but they still had a lot. Like, we had Labyrinth of Refrain, Covenant of Dusk.
Yeah,
was one of the ones that they had last year, and that was a award that they got for it. So, I mean, they're really doing a lot of stuff, especially with Atlas. Like having Atlas has helped them tremendously.
Right. As long as they don't keep releasing Persona dancing games, I think they'll be okay.
I just want to dance and get a tote bag.
Yeah.
And a T-shirt.
Just once.
I danced.
Oh no, we did that.
We did.
already.
Oh,
yeah. You did?
Yeah, we were literally going through our YouTube channel the other night.
My God.
Like we're like
I
on
made the
Slack messaging back and forth, and we all had videos from doing the dance.
What stage was that on? Because I remember seeing a bunch of people dancing. And
It was Persona 4. It was Persona 4. So this was
this
2 years ago.
2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jason actually made the cut in their
Yeah.
highlight video.
Yeah.
Oh,
V3.
nice.
Yeah,
One of my
Chris and I
sick
started
dance
river
moves.
dancing on
Fire.
their little stage that
Yeah.
they had for it, so they didn't want to see the river dancing. But Jason's dancing was dope. You can find that on our I Beat It First YouTube channel.
You sure can.
Like and subscribe.
No, like and subscribe to the podcast. YouTube,
Yeah.
we'll see
like
how
and
that
subscribe.
goes.
See, I think
Like and subscribe.
well, nowadays, I think the big thing to do is to put all of your podcasts on YouTube. Because
That's
a lot
what
of
we're
people
starting
We
to
just
do.
started.
I'm so proud of you guys.
One of
We're
my
Real sad that I'm
coworkers.
not a feature on the video aspect, but that's cool. Yeah, everyone's going to try and figure
Well,
out
we haven't
why.
really done videos because no one wants to.
We're-
Okay,
Okay,
fine.
this
How about
sucks.
this? So when I do it, I'm gonna just put a picture of you.
That's exactly what it should
Like
be.
mid sentence picture, like
It'll be the least flattering picture
you watch
possible.
her, like my eyes are closed, like
Yes, like
you
about
can
to
see.
sneeze.
About
You're
to
either
sneeze.
about to sneeze or you just came. One of the two.
It's actually going to be, did I come or did I sneeze?
Was she just doing some diving?
Exactly.
Oh my god, this is the next big TV game show.
It's a sneeze or orgasm.
Yeah.
it's just sneeze or blast.
Yeah, exactly.
It's O or no.
Oh, I love that. Oh, or no.
TM.
Fuck you, Hollywood. TM.
Phenomenal.
Oh my god. Okay, so
We're
back
printing money
to-
on this point, you guys.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Video
Anthem.
games.
Oh, yeah.
Anthem.
Anthem.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went from goat legs to O faces.
What a transition.
Yes.
We're all about them transitions.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Anyway, hard pass on Anthem for me so far right now. There's no reason for me to want to play anything that I've already played a billion times and been disappointed on in the past. Because I was disappointed with Destiny both times.
Mhm.
Why would I want to play a game that sounds the exact same?
You did like the Destiny expansion. Destiny 2
yeah,
expansion.
but you have
Sorry.
to buy
You-
that.
Forsaken?
And the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
game.
But that was just a game mode that I liked.
No, I'm just throwing that out there. It's canon.
It has
we've
merits.
talked about
It
this
has
on the
merits.
podcast that you had fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
Way more fun than you had playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Is it $60
Oh my
fun?
gosh.
No.
I've been playing that too, randomly, only
Yeah.
for certain reasons.
We're not COD bros, so
Ah.
we don't generally play it.
I mean, I think the last original good COD was probably Modern Warfare. No,
One?
World War II was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like
two
that
was
one.
good. I did like Black Ops. I think 2.
Black Ops 2 is good.
Yeah,
There
Black
was a
Ops 2.
snow level there that I really
Yeah,
enjoyed.
Black Ops 2 is really good.
Yeah.
World War
They
II
seem
was
to do
pretty
good on the
good,
twos. And then
Yeah.
they,
Yeah, then they stop. They just
They
die
stop.
off
They're there.
afterwards.
they bring out 3 and it's just like,
God,
oh,
just
you
don't-
just shat the bed for
It's-
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty was good. Call of Duty 2 was good. Call of Duty 3.
Eh.
Ghost downfall
Oh, God.
completely.
Ghost
That
was like the biggest joke of the
and
planet.
it was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
disappointing. All of it's disappointing.
And Infinity? What was it? Call of Duty? No, not Infinity.
Infinity
Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare? No. The one that
Infinity
they
Warfare?
Infinite. Call of Duty.
Infinite.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
was just shit
That
as
was
well.
horrible.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Mo.
Oh yeah. What are we
So
doing?
what are you playing?
So
Other
oddly
than
enough,
Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
besides
As you
playing
just
with
said.
Muff, I've been playing.
Playing the bean.
Actually,
He's
I've
been
gone
eating a lot of
backwards.
tacos.
I have. I am a major fan of tacos. I'm not gonna lie, but not
The
like.
fact you're a taco judge now goes like through the roof.
I know,
Yes.
right? I've had all kinds of tacos.
Does
got
she
some
know
good
that
street cred.
you're quietly judging her while you eat the taco?
I'm not
Oh.
Jesus. Here's the thing. I'm like, wow, if I just had a little bit more
Score
Cholula. I don't think she'd like it, but
That's a spicy taco.
Just put a little ghost pepper on it. Some
Right?
flakes.
Ay, Dios mío. No, I went back because I didn't get to play this game before. Is Horizon Zero Dawn?
Somebody else just picked that game up
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah, I picked it
Okay.
up yesterday and just finished it down like late last night. So I'm gonna go home and play that after this.
And so I'm not really like that far into it. I think she just beat their little whatever. I can't even think of the name right
tribal like
now.
initiation thing.
An initiation
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, she just beat that. So and that's about as far as I've gotten.
Nice.
It's a really nice
It's a
game.
good
It's a lot of fun. I actually teared up at like the montage of her growing up and becoming the woman that she's become. Because like, oh my God, female empowerment. This is so beautiful.
Oh, you are going through menopause.
I am. No, I'm sorry. I was just on my period, aka Shark Week. Is what we call it, okay? Shark Week is in full effect. Jaws was happening. And there was not a big enough boat.
Hence
or
the medical
anything.
marijuana.
Yes. You gotta use every avenue you can with that stuff. But I love the game right now. I think it's fantastic. I can't wait to get into it even further. And
It was my number one for 2017.
yeah.
It is easily one of the best games that you'll play in a long time.
No, wait, was it? Or Persona 5?
No, for me it was.
Oh, Persona 5 was number 2. That's right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. The storyline is fantastic.
Mhm.
The combat's fantastic. The gameplay is just so much fun. It's one of those games that like you could rush through it, but you never
don't
want to.
You don't. No, you want to get every single
And
piece
you,
of it.
and you enjoy it. You never feel like you're grinding. You never feel like you're just wasting time just to like extend the time. Every aspect was just a lot of fun.
There are some parts where it does feel like it's a little easy, like when you're climbing things. I mean, it's a little.
But yeah, climbing is not meant to be like
Yeah.
the game is just like, hey, let's put an obstacle in your way. But
It also has that feel of God of War too, because as was the last game that I finished before picking up Horizon, and it's similar in the gameplay concept.
yes, I would
just
easily
as
draw
beautiful.
that. Yeah, I would easily
Just
draw that
beautiful.
conclusion that there's a lot of similarities between God of War
Mhm.
God of War 4, or whatever it is.
Oh, man, I need to-
not original God of War.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to start playing Horizon again on the Pro.
Go get
See how
the
it looks.
expansion.
Oh,
The expansion is
you
actually
have a
really
pro.
good.
Do you just got a pro or
I have a Pro right
nice?
there.
Well, I see
have
it.
a regular one. It's sitting over there.
Oh, I figure if I was going to pick up a PS4, I was going to pick up a Pro because God of War was the reason why.
Please tell me you have a 4K TV at least.
I do.
Okay, good.
No, that was also a specific thing that I had.
I have a CRT
We had a-
monitor.
Okay, calm down.
Hey, that's all right. We had a
play
story
this retro
from
games.
when Jason was out doing Black Friday shopping
Uh-huh.
because he loves doing Black Friday shopping. For some
Why?
reason.
What's
I'm one
wrong
of
with
those
you?
weirdos.
He likes just looking at.
Nine
Can I
out of
just
it
give
is
you a
just
list
looking
of
at
things
people.
and you just get it?
I
for
will.
me?
I'll
Because-
gladly
do
Oh my
it.
God,
I'll
thank
gladly
you.
do it because I'll be out there and I'll just be sitting there, and people were talking about Fallout 76, and I'll just be sitting there looking at what other games, just like, don't do it.
Yeah, no, it looked like it was terrible.
Don't
I
do
mean,
it.
even checking, out their little area that they did for E3, I was like, what's the point of this game? No one could tell me anything about it.
No, yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
this is all just for show. This is going to be a bullshit
That's
game.
how
And
Bethesda's
Paul
E3.
Guys just
absolutely.
wrote an article about it too. It's like, I don't think there's a way to save Fallout 76.
No, there's not.
No.
There's not.
No, it was shovelware for sure.
But so he was standing in line behind a guy that had a PS4 Pro under his arm and a 1080p TV.
No, it wasn't a PS4
Oh.
Pro. It was Xbox One
Oh,
X.
Xbox One X.
No.
It had
Yeah.
an Xbox
And a
One X,
1080p TV.
whole bunch of games,
Wow.
and a
Fail.
1080p TV that was on sale. Like, I get that's why you're doing it, but it's just like,
But-
come on, bro.
Come on, you could have
Come on,
bought the
bro.
4K TV that was on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just bought a 4K TV on Amazon. Get one of those like TCLs or whatever they
Yeah.
are.
Yes,
Mhm.
seriously.
That's what I did Black Friday. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm just going to sit on my couch, order this on Amazon.
That's
That's
the way they
usually
do
how
it
I
now.
spend Black
Yeah.
Friday, is sitting on Amazon.
Not
just
me, man.
Fucking around.
Not me. I'm the one asshole that's like fourth in line. They're just like, all right, we're giving out tickets to like for people in line. That's like, what do you want to buy? I'm like, nothing.
You're the guy on the news.
I'm just here. No, I'm not guy in the
Oh,
news.
God.
Yeah.
I'm not number one in line that's been camping out for days.
Okay.
The best
I'm
part
just
is
there to be like, no, I'm just here to watch all these other fuckers.
Which,
it
by the
would
way,
be-
is
it would be
terrifying.
great if you got a ticket for everything. Like literally, like I want everything. Like give me a ticket for everything, and then you started selling
them.
to people.
That would be smart.
Right.
That
Well,
would be the smart thing to do.
Typically, 99% of the time, that is what number one is doing.
Oh,
Every time.
really?
Yes, every time.
Wow.
Anytime you see someone on the news just like, yeah, I really want this TV, I'm in the deal. No, they don't. They're there for $50 to get someone else that's going to give them $50 to buy a
Mhm.
ticket. 100%.
Wow.
100%.
I would not
Interesting.
spend all that time.
No, not
No.
for $50. Fuck you.
It's not worth it.
No,
That's
man.
also
If your
minimum
life
wage,
sucks, I don't know, man. That's a game.
I mean, you see some of these people doing, the first ones, and they have a whole setup. Like they have like tents, they have a couch, they have a whole generator.
And they
And
still
I'm just
do it
like,
every year. Why?
Why? Exactly. I was
Mhm.
like, what's the point of this? Like,
Which is why I don't understand why he does it, because we worked retail for so many years
Mhm.
together, and I fucking hated
oh God, and I
Mhm.
hate working
Everybody.
retail for Black Friday. That
But
was
see, I'm
the
not a dick.
fucking worst.
I'm not a dick.
It's
I go
true.
in there, I'm just like, I'm here
the
having fun.
nice people are okay.
I guess when
Yeah.
you work, but you've worked it, and
Right.
you
I know.
deal with people that are the dicks, though, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what turns me off completely from it, because I don't want to go and stand in line and deal with these people. The only time I will do that is if GameStop has a pretty solid thing that I need.
I needed to get that gaming chair for my son.
Yeah, I mean, like,
The
you're
only
sitting there,
reason.
you're like, I need.
I legit left the house on Thanksgiving. While
Really?
food was cooking, I went
Yeah,
down the
fuck
street
it,
to
why
the
not?
GameStop.
Yeah.
We had to say like, oh, Daddy's got to go run an errand real quick because at least he's 6, so he doesn't quite understand that nothing's open on or on Thanksgiving except
Right.
for that shit.
Oh yeah.
So I go and it sits in the back of my wife's Explorer.
Oh god. Beautiful.
Well, see, to build on top of it, I picked up Dragon Quest at Black Friday. So,
Yeah, this
and
is
now I
true.
think back of it,
And
it's
I
just
got
like
God of War.
I got it for half off, and it was a brand new game, and I easily put 140 hours in this game.
Yeah,
so,
I picked up God of War
Yeah,
for
I was looking at that
$17
on the Steam
Black
store. It's
Friday.
like
Really?
$60. I'm like,
I mean,
I want to wait
even
to
when
come
like
down.
PlayStation does their digital sales
can
for
get some
Black
good
Friday, you can get some
Yeah.
really
Oh,
cool
Especially
yeah.
if you're a Plus member.
Oh god,
Oh.
yeah. I can't even tell you how many games I've gotten just off the Plus member alone.
But I mean, like you get like that extra discount for being a
That's
Plus
true.
member.
Yep.
Whenever they
Right.
do a sale, you always get a little bit extra discount for it. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
perks of being a Plus member. Again, as we've talked about many times, go on our website
can
and you
pay
can
for
read my
itself.
extensive article about why you're stupid if you don't have a Plus.
Yeah.
I think that might be the
For half of the free
highest
games.
like viewed article that we have now.
no,
Wow.
It might be because
It's
it's been
not.
on for so long.
sorry, it's
Nah,
not.
dude. It's
Oh no, sorry.
Dreamcast.
Behind Dreamcast 2.
And still, there's another one.
These all come close second to hentais.edu. So
Well,
that's
but
how
that's a
it
whole
is.
separate website.
But you're promoting it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We're
No, yeah,
promoting
we
it,
did
right?
do it was a few years back. 'Cause
Yeah.
We always do an April Fool's article, and we ruined a lot of people's
Oh, no.
memories by doing a Dreamcast 2 post that was
Yes.
very, very convincing.
We
had
have, like, a
3D
code name.
renders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, code name.
Jesus.
A well thought out code name. Like
That's
we
awesome.
went through like a bunch of like Japanese words for different things, and like
We still get hit up on it. It's
Oh,
just like,
all
dude,
the
if you just
time.
read the thing at the very bottom, we put in a like
April
note,
Fool's
April
bitches.
Fools 2012. Get over it.
Get
Yeah,
over
you know what?
it.
Here's the thing too: is there's probably companies that will reblog that and
Oh,
make
for
it
Oh
sure,
no,
yeah.
we've gotten backlinks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tons.
Oh my god, yes.
It's so
And they're
I feel
so-
so bad for everybody, and like
Do you?
For a while-
Those people have fooled themselves.
for a
Sure.
while, every now and then we would get an comment on it of like, I hate you guys. So yeah, it's we ruined a lot of people's
Yes.
So funny.
memories and whatnot from that. So
Horizon.
Horizon. Anything else?
Honestly, that's mainly the only thing. I'm constantly working, so it's hard for me to even jump
It's
on
true.
video
You get
games
up
right
like
now.
blood ass early.
Yeah, dude. Like my schedule usually consists of me waking up at like 3:30 in the morning.
Earlier than
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
seriously.
Good
Jesus and I
Lord.
were
So
on like
when,
a similar
when
schedule.
Jason's
but-
finishing Dragon Quest 11,
Yeah, I'm platinuming games.
Yeah, you're platinuming
Yeah,
games.
the
best part is-
I'm making
so-
money.
So Tuesday night, you finished at 4:00 in the morning on
Yes.
Tuesday.
Wow.
I woke up half an hour later to go to the gym.
Wow. And I was in the shower getting ready to leave.
Yep.
So
And I went to
that's-
bed being like, I can't wait for that sweet 3 hours.
All
right.
It's funny.
Chris,
so as we talked about
Anthem,
Anthem,
Yep.
Mm.
goat legs.
it is Destiny, but a little bit prettier. You can fly.
Which is, I find it
And
funny
you can-
that Jason used that as a negative, considering he talks completely about how solid the shooter mechanics are for Destiny.
Destiny does have solid shooter
Yeah.
mechanics. But
Like,
it's general. The problem is it's generic enemies 101. Like, it's just like, here's this guy that I don't know why I hate them, but that motherfucker has to die. Like, and it's just like, what's going on here? And the whole motivation is that at the end of it, you get your little RNGesus moment. Just like, oh, do I get my special upgrade or not?
no, you get the
That's-
shittiest upgrade
Of
possible.
course. Like, you always do.
Because RNGesus hates you.
No, sure.
All right, what else? What else about
in
it?
the demo?
Sorry.
You did start at level 10,
Mhm.
so there might be some backstory we're missing. I don't know.
Hilariously, that's exactly what happened when I did the Destiny demo.
But you do as you level up, you unlock the other mech. So like you start at level 10, at level 12, you can unlock another one that you get to choose. So you can actually kind of change your class on the fly,
Okay,
pretty much. I mean, not at the fly, but
but you
base.
can change it like relatively easily.
Yeah,
Pre-mission.
and the verticality of it with all the flying and being able to go underwater and all that shit is pretty rad.
Nice.
It was cool.
It's Destiny.
It's way more than like a hoplite
yeah,
as far as like the way that you fly, right?
yep.
It's more like actual movement. And,
Yeah,
flying
and-
around.
As you fly, you kind of overheat a little bit. Like there's a little meter,
You can't go
and-
forever.
and so you kind
But
of
you
cool down.
but you just go underwater. I remember that from
Yeah,
when
you
they
go
showed it at
underwater,
E3. If you hit like
or
a
a waterfall.
yeah,
you
waterfall,
would cool it. Also, the rain keeps it cooler.
Oh,
So if it's raining, you can fly for longer.
Nice.
So those aspects are pretty cool. I didn't have any crashing on my end, but
It just happens.
It's
so
happened.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
the
demo.
demo. I'm not angry about that.
Like I've made a game crash before. Like not
that's my
doing really
special ability.
anything.
That's my thing though, Chris. We know
Yeah.
that from E3. Like
Yes.
every single demo
Oh,
I play,
God.
You break the
Really?
game,
I'll find
you
the
break
crash.
game.
break
Wow.
something.
It's
Well,
a
like
superpower.
It is.
years ago when
Just
we
like you
did,
should be paying.
Yeah.
we did the Horizon demo, and I literally fell through the game and crashed it. And they're like, "I haven't seen anybody do this yet." I'm like, "Magic."
You're welcome.
Anyways, flying through the rain.
Yeah, and I mean it's fun, but it is Destiny. Couple gripes in the open world. There's really not when you're just doing like a free roam. There's really not a lot of enemies.
It could
That could
just be from
for
the
the
demo.
demo.
It could
So
be,
I,
but
like,
it's just like I just
that-
want to
that-
go around, test out my new mech, and kill some shit.
And you can't
I
do
gotta
it, like-
fucking find it.
Yeah,
Like,
you
spend
can't-
10
Yeah.
minutes finding somebody.
and you
Shoot.
can't do it like fully alone either. You have to be there with other people like almost all the time.
Yeah.
You're either joining someone else's game to just fuck around in, or you're joining
you're
a
always
squad
joining,
to do
like,
something like.
which
a
is
4-man
Destiny.
squad.
Well, in
but, like-
Destiny, at least you can run around.
And in
just
the
get-
free roam, there's like tons of people in Destiny. In this, it's only like 4 people
right?
Mm,
in your squad. That
gotcha.
makes you
so you
join.
don't see other people or anything.
yeah,
Unless
and
they're
in,
in your squad, right?
and in the
Gotcha.
main area, you just see yourself.
Which was really weird because we were in a team together.
That
Yeah.
might just be because of the demo as well. too.
Again, it
Because
could
Yeah.
be.
even the Destiny demo, like the original Destiny demo, you didn't see much when you were walking around in the town.
No, you saw
then,
everybody.
But then
No, in the
regulars-
demo you saw everybody.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah, it was the full
don't remember
MMO
that.
experience that they were trying to build up. Anthem's just like, you're not MMO or anything like that. It's just like, okay, it's a single player game. It's just like, but we're gonna shoehorn you into a multiplayer game right now. Just like, well, I don't want to play with other people
I
right now.
want the solo.
I would just want to like fuck around. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, too fucking bad.
Mhm.
And if you quit, you don't get any bonuses. You don't get anything. And it's just like, so if you want to go in for 5 minutes, you have to beat whatever you're doing. You have to. Otherwise, you get nothing. Again, may just be a bonus thing. Or not bonus, demo thing.
demo thing.
Yeah.
But it just,
The opposite of bonus.
Yeah, the opposite of it gave me just so much like horrible, like all the negative sides of what Destiny sucked about. Because Destiny had like a lot of it to it that if you could really just jump into the lore, if you're cool with going online and reading about it, you could easily find something to love about Destiny. Here it's just like, I don't care. And you're shoehorning me into an experience that I don't want. So why am I doing it? And so immediately got out,
yeah,
deleted. And
Most people that play Destiny look at themselves and go, "Why am I doing it?"
yeah.
again, there's a good lore. The gun mechanics for Destiny were phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough there that if you're going to be repeating the multiplayer for Destiny, where if you go on to like do like a competitive,
Mhm.
that's enough that any Call of Duty fan or anything like that would be all about. They didn't have that in the demo for Anthem, but I'm sure that it's there. And I just never like. There's nothing here that was just like, wow, Anthem is like so different, so much more fun. Those goat legs just make this game totally different. No, none of that
No,
happened. It was just like I played this 2 years ago.
Destiny
I'm done.
Plus.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
done.
so you've downloaded a bunch of games. Have you played them? Any of them?
So last night I spent all time downloading Horizon, so I haven't played that yet.
Yep.
Playing that after this.
But you downloaded another game.
Yes, I did download Final Fantasy 14,
Woohoo!
Ah, that's right.
and I did play that for a while.
I wish I had the time to play Final Fantasy
Yeah.
14. I wish I had no kid and no wife.
I bet they
MMOs
love
just for
hearing
that.
Yeah.
Just for
I
that.
would trade your fucking lives for an MMO.
God, it's so great.
They're right above us.
Yeah.
Literally right above us right now.
But yeah, so I've been playing that. It's pretty fun, but again, it's an MMO. Like I got like maybe 5 or 6 hours, probably about 6 hours into it, and I'm not really playing with anybody, so it's starting to that repetitiveness of like, okay, I can play
You haven't
for
even like dropped into a party or anything like that?
no,
Oh.
I've just been soloing.
That was
entire
one of the
time.
things when I played 11 for a while. Like Jason and I both started playing 11 at the same time, but then we could never sync up our schedules. So like I played 11 solo a lot and just would drop into parties, which I think we've talked about, like the weird little level 68 Taru that was running back and forth in one of the caves, just casting re-rays on all the noobs. Because it was a Japanese player
Oh.
because it had been out for a long time, and he literally just kept running back and forth inside this cave system, just casting re-rays on all the noobs that were killed inside that were trying to get this cave that was a little bit out of their reach.
Oh.
And it was hilarious.
11 had a much better fan base, in my opinion, but
Yeah, there's not
14's got a lot like they've got a lot coming out for it. They've
Yeah,
got
they
that
have
new
new
setup that
expansion
they're going to
coming
do.
out soon.
Yeah, they're going to do a crossover with Nier for it. And they just released the rabbit people, whatever the hell they were from 12, are coming out too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have a raccoon character.
Fenrir.
No, Fenrir is an actual. Oh man, you're gonna make me Google this. What's this? Here's the best thing: is rabbit people.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
It's probably like cat. It was like the name of it. And I'm just like way off.
Hentai.edu.
Right.
Fenrir. Fowling.
Vieira.
Vera.
Wow.
Samsonite.
Yeah.
That's legitimately the second thing I did.
Oh my
Rabbit
God.
people, Final Fantasy, Vieira.
You were close. You were
That was
so
close.
close.
That was right there.
Yeah.
I was,
Which again, though, I
was getting
fully remember because I started playing 12 again recently, and like one of the main characters is a Vieira with a speech impediment.
because she's hot.
She is hot,
Yeah.
but she's got a speech impediment. It's a weird list.
I do like the hunting system in it. Where basically they have, like, based off what your class is, you have different animals you have to kill.
Okay.
Like, so, all right, 3 of this new one, 3 of this new one, 3 of this, 3 of this. And you get, like, as you check them off, you get experience, and you get all 10 on your hunting list. Now you get another experience plus for that. Now you go down to level 2. And it kind of is like, all right, I'm kind of just want to go kill some shit. Oh, I'm going to go check off stuff off my hunting list. And it's another thing to do rather than just those random ass quests.
But random ass quests are fun.
Yeah, they're
It's
fun.
fine. Just go. Hey, everybody, we need beer.
Yeah. It's funny how quiet he was trying to be. He was like trying to
Jason's
seek
trying
out.
to be like super quiet, and all of a sudden he opens the door. It's all.
He's
And
using
then the
hand
alarm's all.
signals. He was like, yeah, there's already noise happening. He's still making hand signals. Like,
As long as he doesn't let it slam, like he just did.
Wow. And
Cat's
now
out of the bag
podcast.
already. Who cares?
Oh, you guys got water? I didn't know you guys were getting water.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Second round's water.
Second round
Yeah.
water.
But
Basically
yeah, and
water.
it's-
It's Rocky Mountain water. Thank
yeah,
you very
it
much.
is Rocky Mountains. It's
Mhm.
natural spring.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Hydration. It's important.
Yep, gotta say hi.
It is on Twitch Prime right now. So if you have a Twitch Prime account, you do get
Oh, that's
Final
right.
Fantasy 14 Over and Reborn for free.
Wait, but for free, like to download, you still have to pay the monthly fee though, right?
No, it's
No, you
part of
get-
the Twitch
Yeah,
Prime
you get
membership.
a free month.
A free month.
Yeah, free month.
Okay.
All the way to 50, free, $20.
Which is what you
down,
get when you
whatever.
buy the game in general.
Right,
You get,
anyway,
first
yeah.
month free. You
But
know,
rather
like
than paying-
like a crack dealer.
Yeah, rather
First
than,
month
paying,
is free.
Absolutely.
rather than paying $20 up front, you get it for free.
Yes, this is cool.
So, and
If you want to dip your feet in,
yep.
you know,
If you
get
feel like
your toes a
murdering
little
your
wet
wife
and
and
see how it
child
is. Yes.
to have some time to play this game, now's the time.
Let's be honest. Before I even had a wife, I still never had enough time to play MMOs.
I played the fuck out of WoW, man.
No, because I always had
Fuck
other
out of
games that I wanted to play, and then I'm like, well, if I had an MMO, I'd be paying $15-$20 a month for a game to just sit there that I
Some
wouldn't be
rookie numbers
playing.
right there you're talking about.
Yeah.
You gotta boost those up. I made time to play a shit ton of games and still go.
Is this
and
why
play
I
in
was
WoW.
able to beat games before you?
You
Whenever
never
we had
beat a
competition?
fucking game before me.
Liar.
You're biggest. You're no
Liar.
no. Never games, Chris. Barely games, Eric. Fucking constant gaming, Jason.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but they
Yes.
also have lives. Where are you at?
He has a
Not-
life.
I'm gaming. That's what I'm doing. I'm gaming.
This
He
guy,
has a- he
this
has a
guy
life.
fucks.
And he just got a pretty good promotion at work.
Doesn't matter. Gaming is my promotion.
Yeah. But really, I'm just trying to buy time till this Friday when Metro Exodus comes out.
Isn't it this Friday?
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Shit.
I did not like playing
50.
that demo when I was at E3. I was boring as fuck.
It's
Oh,
that's
Metro's-
more.
it's-
That's more the
that's-
realism like style
Yeah.
gameplay. Where you have to
Yeah.
like micromanage your time of doing something that's not non-actionable.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on, you have to replenish your gas mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I was like, this bitch doesn't have time for that. I gotta learn to do things. I gotta kill something.
Replenishing your gas mask, that ain't cool.
No, it's not. It's not
Dude, do I
sexy.
shoot this? Do I shoot this thing, or do I use this ammo for my money?
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, you're literally shooting cash.
I basically, I basically treat everything like it's Grand Theft Auto, so it's fine.
That's why you would like Red Dead Redemption.
Except I'm on a horse for 20 minutes at a time and passing out.
Only if you want to. It's
Only
really
if you want
shooty
to.
cowboy shooty. Otherwise,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
If you want to do like weird side missions and stuff like that, then you're writing a lot. But otherwise, if you're just following story, you can go through the story pretty easily.
All right. You guys are like slowly convincing me to get this game.
It's
so
worth
good.
trying.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
worth
you're right.
trying.
Yeah, it's worth spending my money. You're right.
So Metro Exodus. So everybody, on Friday, when you hear this weird sonic boom orgasm, that's Chris because he downloaded it. Are you off this Friday too?
No.
Oh, Chris works every other Friday off schedule.
Oh.
So I was gonna say,
Did
like,
not
that would be
coincide.
totally awesome if it just magically coincided. Are you gonna be sick again?
You got the black lung. I can
I
see
got
it.
the black lung to come back.
I got the black lung pop.
I might be sick for a few weeks.
Oh man.
Eric, what have you been playing?
Well, I have been playing. So obviously, Smash still gets played here at the house because Ronan likes playing Smash and
Sure.
whatnot.
And
I
Smash.
actually have been playing a game that we got a review copy for,
Nice.
Liar Princess and the Blind Prince, which is pretty awesome. It is not what I thought it was. So when I watched the video for it, it looked more like it was like an escort mission, but like fighting game. And it's like you have to escort the prince around and then you have to fight. It's actually an escort mission puzzle game with very minor amount of fighting. So the basic premise for it, and the hilarious thing is it's a game that I can have Ronan watch. Like, so Ronan sat down on the couch and watched me play it for like the 20-minute intro to the game.
Jeez.
So like as I'm going through, and he's like, "Is this a game or a story?" I'm like, "It's a game, buddy. This is the story leading up to it." And it's a very Little Mermaid-esque
Who's the
like
developer
type
on
of
this?
story. NIS.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Nebonichi. Obviously.
Yep.
But so it's a very Little Mermaid-esque thing. There's a wolf in the woods that sings every night. The prince goes out into the scary woods to hear her sing. Finally decides to build up the courage and climb up the hill. The wolf then, fearing that the prince was going to be afraid that she was a monster, tries to shield his eyes and gouges out his eyes.
Oh wow.
Prince gets locked into a dungeon because that's what you do with weird cripple people in the Middle Ages. The princess then goes and talks to him in wolf form. So the wolf goes and talks. Goes to the witch in the woods, trades her singing voice for the ability to turn into a human. Can transform back and forth between a human and a wolf. Goes back, rescues him to take him to the witch so the witch can cure his eyesight.
Jesus.
Interesting. I'm looking at the artwork. On
The worst
this.
thing is that they didn't redo the audio in English, so it's all in Japanese. So I had to read that 20 minutes to Ronan. But it's the artwork's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm
It
looking at it right
looks
now.
really awesome as far as like just watching it play. It's all escort, but like I said, it's a puzzle game, not a fighting game. The big thing that you have to do is just make sure that you either don't take the prince into the area that you need to where you have to go and clear enemies out, or take him around the areas, and that's part of the puzzle.
So puzzle being more like
Solving obstacles that are in your way, solving like turning the right things on and off.
Do
to
they
get through the
so he only
woods.
moves with you, I assume. So it's
You have
kind of
to
like Ico.
You
or
have to
something like that.
legit hold Y to hold hand and lead the prince through.
So Ico,
Wow.
like
It's like Ico,
yeah.
but it's less like hacky slashy like Ico was. Ico was very hacky slashy. With this one, you're leading the prince and you just leave him in an area and you go off, kill things, clear the path, or you start progressing through areas where you can have him like pick things up. So like you can have him pick up like a torch, or you can hold his hand, tell him to move 10 paces forward. So he moves forward, activates a switch for you, so that you then go up, hit a switch then that opens up the drawbridge.
So
in
it's
front of you.
Ico in the C++ dungeon.
Yes,
Okay.
but very beautiful.
Okay.
Very, very beautiful. Which Ico was also a very beautiful game too.
It was
but
at the time, yeah.
in its own way.
Yeah.
It's all hand drawn aesthetic for it. You unlock
cool.
artwork as you go through. I mean, here, look, you can see it, Jason. It's pretty fucking beautiful.
It kind of reminds me of Limbo. Did you
Yeah,
guys ever play that
a little
game?
bit of
Yeah.
Limbo for it, but more colors.
Okay.
than
Well,
Limbo.
see, that's what I loved about Limbo, is the fact that it did have that gray and black color
Yes.
look to it. But the artwork on this game that you're talking about looks phenomenal.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is cool.
Yeah, it's a Switch game.
Oh, really?
Again, we got
Okay.
a review copy. We were given this game,
Mhm.
but I like it, and I only really request review copies that I'm like, that game looks awesome.
Mhm.
I want to play that game. generally, if somebody sends us one unsolicited, we'll look at it and go, I don't know if I want to play that game.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend we didn't get that email.
We've done that a few times.
Or we'll play it and then unfortunately rip it a new one on the podcast. But this game, like I go through and Nippon sends out emails, or we go onto terminals for Evolve and like submit things individually ourselves for it. And I look at a game, I'm like, that looks good. I'm going to submit, see if we get it. So they sent us it. I love it. Thankfully, it dropped off of embargo on Friday.
Nice.
So I can talk about this as much as I want to.
Yes.
And, it comes out on Tuesday.
Cool.
It is a Switch game, and I believe it's on PS4 as well. But it's awesome. It's if you like puzzle games and you like story, and you don't need action because it's very, very little action for it. It is a great game to pick up.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yes. So I've been playing that one. It's great. Obviously, like I said, Smash. We did go and see Lego Movie 2. Took the kid. It was great. But Chris and I also participated in full. Jason slightly.
I was there
Jason
for
slightly a little bit, and then he left to go see Elton John in concert.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
But
Way better decision. Yeah.
We all went to
farewell tour.
Yes,
Thank you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We all went to to Cactus Clash, Royal Bumble for Killer Queen here at Bonus Round.
Yep.
Lost every match that we were in
Oh.
because we
had fun
legit
doing
had
it.
a ragtag team.
Oh,
It was put together with just randoms, like some
That
people
day.
from out of town,
That day.
or
Oh my
like
God! Next
whatever.
time you're doing a Killer Queen one, let me know. I'm totally down. I love that.
But
game.
he's part of the
That's
Mercury
fun.
Squad. He is part owner of the cabinets at Bonus Round.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Why are we friends?
Why aren't we friends?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm allowed in.
Yeah.
That's my
I
ticket
can
in.
go to this place now. Okay, cool.
But yeah, so we did that. We lost, but hey, it was fun. It was the very first official Red Bull esports event.
Really?
Yep, they
Well, I guess
announced it there.
Second one, the first one of their series.
But they announced that this is
Yeah.
the very first one that is like an actual official, because they did the Bumble Bash.
They did
and
the Red
whatnot
Bull
before,
Well, they did the Red Bull High Hustle.
but that wasn't an actual like
Yeah, that was
full
for
on
like,
thing. It was like
hey,
they
we bought
sponsored
5
it.
cabinets in LA. Come play.
Yeah, and this is the first official sponsored one, which was dope. So that's really cool for Red Bull to be able to do that. That means that like some of this Killer Queen stuff might start going on to like the Red Bull TV stuff that
God,
you see
I
in
hope
bars
so.
and everything,
It's such a great game.
Yeah.
which would be pretty cool. I also have my most amazing lift story on my way down there, which is awesome. So I scheduled my lift to come and get me, and I'm looking at my lift, and you know how like you can sit there and you can see where
Right.
the guy is. He's fucking sitting in his goddamn apartment complex
Oh Jesus!
for
Christ.
10 minutes.
Probably in his apartment.
Yeah.
Like, not
And
even in the
I'm
car.
literally
Yeah.
about to cancel it, and he finally starts moving.
Oh.
And he's down the street from me too, which is the funny part. I'm like, you're right fucking down the street from me in your apartment complex.
And why say that you're working when you're sitting in your apartment complex, probably taking a shit in your toilet? Like,
Yeah.
come on now. You're not working. You're on break. Okay.
So I spend that time waiting, and then finally, like, I as soon as he accepted, I sent him like, hey, Google's going to tell you to take a ride on this road. Don't take a ride on this road because you can't access the neighborhood through it. You have to access off of this road. And I sent him the gate code and everything for it, and he never responds back. But they don't always respond back because
Yeah.
sometimes they're driving or whatnot.
Mhm.
Obviously, he wasn't driving.
Yeah.
as I saw. So then I'm watching him as he comes through, and he takes a ride on the road that he wasn't supposed to.
Ugh.
And then he can't figure out, like, literally, you can go past my area, make a right, and then come back to the main entrance. Can't figure that out to save his life. I'm like, what the fuck? So my wife's like, just go through the gate. I'm like, well, I don't have the key on me. Maybe I can climb, or maybe I can go underneath the gate.
Ow.
So he pulls up literally right over here. I'm pointing. You guys can see this because this is a great audio podcast here. So he pulls up right here. I have to climb under the gate.
Oh my God.
To get to him. He's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I get in, fucking reeks of weed in his car. Like reeks of weed. And he horrible, like, car needs new brakes. Like, obviously needs new brakes. Like, I can feel it. He's driving erratically, probably because he was fucking stoned. And then I'm listening to like subpar rap music. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I'm heading down. I can play Grand Summoners at Dokkan Battle on my phone. I'm just like fucking around through that. And he tries talking to me, and I'm like, oh, and I say a couple things, and I'm like, oh, I see you have a little one because there's a fucking car seat base sitting in the,
Jesus
in the back
Christ, are you
next to me."
serious? Is this guy's first time driving for Uber?
Best.
I was like,
my
"Oh
God.
man, I totally forgot to take that out." I'm like, "Ah, it's fine. It's just me anyway, so it doesn't really matter." Like that's one of the reasons why
Like, I just need a ride, dude. I don't give a fuck about what.
It's one of the reasons why I like,
Stupid
never
story.
really picked
Yeah.
up like doing Uber or Lyft just in my spare time because I'd have to take the kid's car seat, like his booster seat, out and put it in the trunk all the time. I'm like, fuck that. Ain't no one got time for that bullshit.
Mhm.
So then we pull up to bonus round. This is like a 15-20 minute drive. Finally pull up. He's like, "All right, thanks a lot for having me on your drive. I hope you enjoyed the music that you listened to. This is a funny thing. This is all my music.
Oh,
you can find it
Jesus
on
Christ.
SoundCloud." And I'm sitting there as he's saying, I'm like, "Oh my God, the unicorn has happened. I have a SoundCloud rapper Lyft driver."
Oh. You should have asked
The
him.
magic unicorn. No, he said it that he was.
No.
And I'm like, "Oh, cool, man. Yeah, it was pretty good. Thanks a lot." I get out and I'm like, "Holy shit." First thing I just like go in. Jason's like, "Okay, I gotta go buy." And then I tell Chris this story.
Oh.
I'm like, "It finally fucking happened, dude."
It's got to be something about bonus round because one time heading there to play Killer Queen, I had a guy, he was in the band. He's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, let's check out some of my music. Yeah, what do you think about it?" Yeah.
Oh no.
This is the major benefit of looking like you're 15 is that no one wants to try to sell stuff to you because you're like, "This fucker doesn't have any money." It's like, don't talk to me. I don't. Move on.
Legit.
I mean, if they were legit good at what they were doing, they wouldn't be doing Uber or lifting.
100%. 100%. They'd be talking to Mo and being like, "Yo,
No.
let's put some money."
No, don't talk to me.
I've only thought about doing it because I drive like at least an hour into the office, and it's like if I
Yeah,
can
but you don't
make
have
it
a
from,
SoundCloud you're promoting unless you promote your podcast.
Yes. Well,
You're like,
but-
"You like this podcast, sure?"
but I'm like I could make
Fucking
it from North
subscribe.
Phoenix
Yeah,
down to like the Ahwatukee Tempe area
Uh-huh.
and drive in the carpool lane, which makes it so much easier
Oh,
to get into the
God,
office
right?
in the morning. I could do that, but I'm like, no, I don't like people.
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
And as much as I love the idea of expanding the exposure to our podcast, the idea of you driving and then forcing people to listen to us talking,
Oh no, I would not.
that just sounds
You
so
know what they do
horrible.
listening to.
Oh my God.
It would be our. It'd be fuck beats and shapes.
Shapes and Beats.
yeah.
Just Shapes and Beats soundtrack. Yeah. Which, by the way, Ronan wanted to play that the other day, so we played a little Just Shapes and Beats.
All
Have
right.
you played Just Shapes and Beats?
No, I have
It's fun.
not.
Do you know what Just Shapes and Beats is?
Tell me.
Oh, Just Shapes and Beats is like one of the greatest games that you can buy. It's $20,
Okay.
and you are a square,
Okay.
and everything that is pink is bad, and you have to stay away from the pink.
Interesting.
With techno.
That's like Chris's life right there. Stay away from the
Sounds
pink.
like
Oh.
But no, it's all like it's all chip techno music. It's fucking
Interesting.
dope. It's got one of the
in.
best video game soundtracks that you
Alright,
can get.
I'm
It's
googling that right
fucking
now.
amazing.
What's it
and
on?
It's on
Switch.
Switch and Steam.
Okay.
But it's dope. It is one of the best games.
What's it called again?
Just Shapes and Beats.
Just Shape.
Yeah, we saw it at the mix because we talked about that on during E3. We do the mix, but we saw it at mix right before it came out on the Switch, and it was fucking great. The guy that does it isn't. I told him he was an asshole. I'm like, "You're a masochist, aren't you? Because this game is fucking hard."
Yeah.
But you can do 4-player all on the same screen. You can do 4-player local, or you can go online and do 4-player, and you just play with other people that are playing it, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm downloading it now on my Nintendo Switch on my
Yeah.
phone. So
Nice.
It's fucking great. The
It's
game
fun.
is awesome, and it is, as we talked about, it was one of my top 5 games of the year, and it legit like evokes emotion with absolutely no words, just moving little shapes on the screen and an asshole pink boss.
That's right.
That's amazing. Well, also, side note, amazing too, the fact that I can just download a game from my phone and put it, and I don't have to go to the store and go and get it anymore. Like,
Yep.
I love
Future
technology.
now.
Yes!
I do that for my PS4 and my Switch.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm just gonna buy it.
constantly. Yeah.
Boom, here we go.
Yeah.
Like
Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, Darkest Dungeon. I was just like sitting at Jason's house, like, I'm just gonna buy that right now. Boom, boom, boom.
Done. Yeah.
Dope.
I do that with my PC as well. Oh, I'm just gonna log on Steam. Yep, I'll do that. Yeah.
Hooray, spending money.
Yay!
I'm a consumer whore.
I'm trying to fill a hole in my heart.
I gotta solve my daddy issues.
Parents are dead. Batman Arkham Asylum.
I didn't
Your parents are dead. You might like this game.
Your parents. I love those suggestions that they give you.
I see your parents are dead. You may be interested in.
Oh man.
That's
Phenomenal.
fucking great.
So before we move on, I think that we all need to talk about our social media stuff. So
we
let Mo talk about her social media stuff.
What about my social media?
Well,
stuff?
like
Plug your stuff.
plug yourself.
Yeah.
Plug it.
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Moro Radio, MORO Radio, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
Do you have a Grindr account? Chris has a Grindr account.
I mean, I would if I were a dude, but I don't have any accounts.
Do they
with
have
that.
an app called Scissor for
Dude,
women?
you know what? I wish they did, but
TM.
it's actually called Muff Diver.
Oh.
TM.
DIVR.
No, MUFDVR.
It's actually with a PH. It's MUPH. No, but I tried getting on a little dating app. I got on Tinder, and it was the worst thing ever. Only because I got hit up. They're like, "Hey, I love your show." I was like, "Fuck,
God damn
I
it.
can't get anything."
No,
But
once you're a
honestly,
celebrity, you can't do that
okay,
I'm
shit.
not even a celebrity though. I
You
think
are in
just,
Phoenix though. Like when you do
All
anything
right.
local, like in any city,
Yeah.
you're a celebrity in that city.
I guess like
So
if
you
you're
gotta be
looking at-
doing like the Tinder in LA or something.
I should, right? I can
Yeah.
only match with people in LA or
350
like Kingman or
miles away.
whatever. I can only match with people in Florence.
No, do not imagine.
No,
people doing this.
trust me, I'm okay. I think just matching with anyone in general is terrible. But I tried it for like 3 days. It was horrible. It was a big waste of time. I don't do any of that shit.
What's the other one? Bumble.
Bumble.
Bumble. I
One
heard
of-
there's
one
this
of
new
my
one.
coworkers
Hinge
is on Bumble all
another
the time.
one.
Hinge, I've heard
Plenty
He
of
likes
Fish.
he likes Bumble a lot because it's also like a LinkedIn type thing.
Yeah, they
so it's
got
like a
like-
business
So
platform.
actually,
Bumble
business
uses the
Bumble
woman to-
and like
Oddly
a best
enough,
friend one.
Yeah, oddly enough, a lot of people or a lot of companies are using dating apps to promote their company so that you can, follow them, whatever, swipe right on their company. I don't know.
It's a whole new way for your boss to
It
fuck you.
really is.
Oh.
It really is. It's nice. It's beautiful. You can move up in the world.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. Just the main ones. The top 4. Really. I am on LinkedIn, but I'm not looking for a job or anything.
No,
Yeah,
God.
fuck,
Yeah.
funk LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And
no.
Katie KB has an app, right?
Yeah, we
And
do
you
have
can stream
an app.
on the website.
Alt AZ 933. You can stream on the website. When you do that and you or listen to us on the app and you stream there, you can actually win a bunch of tickets just by listening. So you acquire points, if you will, and then you gain tickets to things like fuck, I'm trying to think of
Nickelback concerts.
yeah, of course. I mean that's what we
Green Day
No.
concerts
No.
and
When is Green Day coming to concert? You tell me that.
I don't
That's
know.
not happening.
they did some
There might be a new
XM
Yeah,
Like,
radio
you know,
you
live.
got
somewhere.
big things coming up, like Innings Festival or like any of these big music festivals.
Justin
that are coming
Bieber.
up. Gosh, if you're in the pop world,
Are we in
realm.
Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's
So
the
is
same show as
Nickelback,
Nickelback,
actually.
right? I was like, Jesus.
Well, people probably be like your ugly sweater like concert thing.
Yeah,
that you
we're
did,
doing
right?
that.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
band
yeah.
splash. Can I have some of this in here?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
I
Go right
wasn't sure
ahead.
I was allowed to or not. So I heard you.
I
had
know.
kids.
My regular vape is over there. The problem is that they make that sound, so I try not to do it
Mm.
while I'm podcasting because
I mean, I
it
offered your
comes
kids
through
some
on the
earlier,
recording.
but I was hoping you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Daddy, what's this vape about? Right? Daddy, it tastes like ice cream.
Oh God!
No.
Daddy,
Okay.
I want to buy a Subaru.
Daddy, you want to go on Red Mountain?
That's
Weight
all right,
loss?
buddy. We already own a Subaru. It's okay.
Oh God, right. But yeah, I mean, as far as social media goes, if anything, I'm just trying to push out more content, video stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about
Nice.
it. Yeah.
Well, you can find us Facebook, I Made It First Com, Instagram, Tinder, Grindr,
Grinder.
Yeah.
Bumble.
Bumble,
Twitter.
Tumblr,
What's the
Twitter,
farmers one?
FarmersOnly.com.
FarmersOnly.com. That's my favorite one.
You
That's
don't
how I
have to be
found out about
lonely
you guys.
on FarmersOnly.com.
Gamersonly.com.
Yeah, gamersonly.com.
That's what we-
Christian Mingle. They
Ah.
were really
Christian
big in the
Mingle.
Christian circuit. They
Yeah,
really like our
I was
cursing.
gonna
It's fine.
say, goatlegs.com.
Yeah,
That's also
goatlegs.com.
good too.
But also, like we said, on
Wrong
YouTube.
hentai
So
CDU.
we're now we've had YouTube for a while where we've had videos and stuff like that.
They're
but,
horrible videos.
but now we're just gonna start. We're gonna start putting a visual version of the podcast, which is just a splash screen of us and us talking.
like
But
that.
that's it. But yeah, if like, rate us, review us on any major podcasting platform. We are on Spotify now. Finally.
Beautiful.
They finally fixed their system so that we can easily submit.
I think that's the best way to listen to podcasts, personally, just because I am a Spotify person, not so much an Apple kid or anything like that.
I do Google Play Music.
Yeah.
Same thing though. It's like I tried listening on Spotify just for fun, and I'm like, oh my god, there's no commercials during the podcast, and then I got like 5 commercials back to back after the podcast ended. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm totally not doing that because I'm not going to pay for 2 subscriptions for music.
Right.
Yeah.
When I can get all the same music on Google Play. But yeah, find us there. I'll subscribe to us, whatever. That's the easiest way, and share us because we don't spend any money on this. So
yeah,
I think I spent $4 on Facebook advertising just for fun, just to see how it works.
Dude, you're doing it wrong because you guys have an Instagram account, right?
It went to both.
Okay, well, with Instagram, it's only 87 cents to promote. Oh my God, it's so cheap. I don't know why more people aren't promoting their stuff on Instagram. Especially with stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what more and more people are watching than they are their actual feed.
Well, my wife does a lot of stuff on there. She's like, that's what it looks like because it's just a splash. I'm like, it's just about the actual podcast itself. I'm like, I don't really fucking want people to just like it. I want them to go and listen to the podcast.
Yeah. They need to invest in it,
We're narcissistic enough to be like, listen to me fucking talk.
Right. Exactly.
I don't need a picture of me out there.
No, God,
you don't want to see our faces. Well, let's start goddamn voices.
But see, that's the beauty of podcasting is it's old school radio in that aspect.
Yep.
Whereas like new school radio is more of like you have to put yourself out there, like literally.
Well, there's still all these fuckers that are on YouTube, like the Joe Rogan podcast and stuff like that, where they're sitting there and they've got like the video feeds. And I'm like, we talked about that because when we record remotely, we use Zoom and it does a video recording of us. I'm like, I don't want that out there.
Do you do live podcasting?
No.
Oh,
not
really?
through Twitch.
See, that would be an interesting concept to see you guys at like a convention, like Game On Expo. Or,
we've done that.
We have done that.
Okay,
we did a panel at Game On actually, and
but
we did
was it a
a
live podcast?
Summit.con.
Well, not live. Like we recorded it and then did posts and everything like that because you would need internet connection.
No, I guess in the live aspect of having a live audience, even though it was recorded.
We had our audience heckling us.
Even better.
Pimp Mario came up.
We're big on audience interaction.
Yeah, it's important.
Oh yeah, we had one person that tried to chime in on our "you're wrong because reason" stuff, and we were like, "Okay, come up and tell us this."
Yeah, because you were shit that time.
Fuck you.
Fucking shit.
You just don't like Chie Satanaka.
I don't. Because she's the worst. Anyway,
no, best girl.
Anyway, you can also email us.
Yes, email us.
Check out our website.
And check out our other podcasts as we talked about Cutscene. We are starting up. We just finished up Knights of Magic, fucking finally. And we're starting up Outbreak Company. Yes. Which is a portal opens up in Japan to a medieval parallel world. And Japan decides that the best way to indoctrinate the other world into their culture is to bring otaku culture into it.
Oh my God, that sounds like my kink. Tell me more.
This will be on hentais.net. EDU. We have both.
Sponsored by GCU.
It forwards. .net forwards to EDU. But yeah, listen to us. Outbreak Company. I've watched the first 3 episodes just to make sure that I wasn't fucking us over like I did for Knights of Magic, and it's much better than Knights of Magic. So yeah, definitely. All right. So without further ado, it's time for You Are Wrong Because Reasons.
You are wrong. You are wrong because reasons.
Oh, I did. Sorry.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, I can cut that part out.
Dick.
No, I'm gonna keep the drum roll.
Okay.
But I'm gonna cut out the apology because I actually kind of like the drum roll. As long as it got picked up, we're good to go. And this part though is staying.
Yeah, even better.
So, as is customary for anybody that is a guest on this podcast, and yes, you have heard us do multiple guests on this podcast, including Chris Alderson from Polyarch Games. We have Mo.
Yes.
Yes. Shameless plug.
Yes, please.
We love you, Chris. Anyways, Mo is going to be doing her list. And Mo, what was the topic you decided on?
For me, it was the top 5 video game soundtracks to my life.
Soundtracks to the life.
To the life.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Things that really have inspired me and helped create this beautiful boss level creature of myself. This Khaleesi, if you will.
This main character.
Main character. I'm still going with Khaleesi though. You know, one of the
Main character is way better than Khaleesi. I'm sorry.
Khaleesi is the best. She's the unburnt.
It's a close second.
Oh my god.
But main character.
Okay, you're wrong. No.
Because reasons.
Because many
Ooh,
reasons.
next one.
I would have to say one of the biggest games that.
Well, do you have any honorable mentions that did not make it onto the
Honorable
it's
mentions.
top 5.
It's top five. So it's like, do you have any that you're like this was really close?
There was one, and I wrote it down, but I can't think of it right now that we're talking
It's
about.
because of that vape.
It probably was the vape, honestly. But a huge game. Actually, it was multiple games that had a great soundtrack to it. I'm not really into sports games per se, but I really enjoyed Tony Hawk Pro Skater growing up.
Cool.
Pro
Which,
Skater was great.
I mean, think about it. All of the music that they threw in some of those soundtracks, like I think probably between 1 and 4, those Pro Skater games, they had probably some of the best stuff that came out.
And I would put that
learned a
right
lot.
up there with Gran Turismo soundtracks because they started throwing in a whole bunch of like bands and everything.
Well, you got to think of like at
That's
that
what Weight
time.
Break needs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, wait, what?
Pro
That's
water-
what needs?
Pro waterboarding.
Pro
Pro
waterboarding.
waterboarding.
Okay.
Pro
Sorry,
waterboarding.
pro waterboarding.
Yes.
Oh.
You do not use that abortion of a name. Wave break.
But you got to think about it. It's just at a time when the internet wasn't as prevalent,
Right.
And you know how you hear music, it's either on the radio or in other media aspects.
Yeah.
And here's a great way for these great bands to get on out there, especially not great bands.
Right.
So there's bands that like I know on Tony Hawk, on a bunch of those games that were like smaller,
Mhm.
but this really made
Mhm.
them because it's just like so many people were able to listen to them a little bit more actively.
Oh yeah, they're exposed to a little bit more different styles of music. You know, when I
Right.
was growing up, my mom hooked me into like R&B and hip hop and like West Coast rap.
Mhm.
And then when I started playing these Tony Hawk games, I got exposed to Bad Religion, Dead Kennedys,
Yep.
Goldfinger, CKY,
Cypress Hill.
Adolescence.
Yeah, Cypress
Yeah,
Hill.
and, you know, same with even hip hop too, because with skating music, it can
Yep.
go all,
Yeah.
avenues.
all over the place.
Aesop Rock, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, or even hearing the song with Public Enemy and Anthrax, Bring the Noise. I
Yep.
mean, that was huge for me growing up because I hadn't heard anything like that before. You know, we did grow up with the MTV era, of
But
music.
still, it's like
Mhm.
you had to watch at certain times in order to see
Exactly.
certain types of music.
Beavis and Butthead would have a great,
Oh, Beavis and Butthead was
Yeah.
great because they
God.
showed everything.
Exactly. Like now you try and go back and watch it on YouTube. They're not going to show the music videos, but that was the best part of that show. I
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck about anything.
The
that was
music
going on.
videos and
comments,
the banter.
Yeah,
and
the
the banter
banter.
inside the music videos.
Because that
Yeah.
was one of more of the original versions of like commentary for
You want to know how an
Yeah.
entire generation got introduced to Guar?
exactly.
A lead singer who wears nothing but monster makeup and a giant dildo.
Yeah.
Of the entire band.
But he wears a giant dildo.
Well, and then it made me want to ask you guys, because I know you've played the game before. Like, what were some of the bands that you were exposed to? You're like, whoa, I've never heard something like this, and you dove into them more because of the game.
A lot of it, like I listened to a lot of alternative, so
Uh-huh.
a lot of those bands I already like knew. which
Mass
was great.
Effect.
The alternative.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I heard Mass Effect on, I think it was 3.
Mhm.
And I was just like, that band sounds dope. I should look up what that is and stuff like that. And back then, you couldn't just be like, dope song on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3.
Right.
You can
I mean,
look
unless
at
you
it.
torrented
do it
some
with
of
the
it,
AOLs.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't as
LimeWire,
great.
of
This was-
course, the
get a
Napsters.
virus going on and stuff like that.
Okay, I can't even begin to tell you how
Yeah.
many viruses
Oh
my
my
family
lord!
got.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
lord!
the equivalent of computer STDs.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh man.
So you go to
Pamela
school and
Anderson,
just be
step aside,
like,
girl.
Hey, what's
Yeah.
that one song in that game? And you keep asking about it until someone's just like,
Shit.
oh, it's Mass Effect.
All you got to do now is open up your phone, hit a button,
Yeah,
and then
and
it's
it'll
Yeah,
tell you right away.
exactly.
Yep.
So yeah. So was that number 5 or was that your?
Honestly, I don't even have like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're
I think they
failing
was
at this fucking game already.
You know what? I didn't realize it was top 5. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought it was just like these are my top 5 in general.
That's all right.
Okay, look,
Fail.
you didn't give specific instructions. I'm a woman. I was
That's-
thinking of
I
this
did, say,
aerial.
I did say top 5. I mean, generally that's implied.
These are my top 5. I have my top 5. I just didn't put them in order of like which one meant more to me.
We mentioned it first, so it's number 5.
Oh my
Yes.
Spoilers
Number
happening.
5.
Spoilers.
Now you now have to put them into numerical order.
Damn it.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4, I would have to say Zelda Ocarina of Time, just because it holds so many great memories for me in general. I mean,
And
it made
all
me
that
want
music.
to play an ocarina. As soon as I saw one at a Comic-Con, I was like, "This bitch is buying 5."
Everyone,
I have one in
I
my
never
office.
played. I never played them though. That was the only thing.
everyone in this room for sure, and anyone listening to this podcast, I'm sure, knows the theme to Deku Forest.
Yeah.
Just because
Yes.
it's like so integrated now anymore in culture,
Yeah.
into Zelda, into anything that we do. You can play that anywhere. It's going to be like, oh, I know what that is.
exactly.
Or the Song of Time,
yeah,
it's
opponent
just-
song,
Yeah.
all
yeah,
of it,
opponent song. We all were just so integrated to that music. I agree that it's just like it's one time where you have like such a captivated audience
Yeah.
onto a 5-second song.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna remember.
Yeah,
But I loved that game, and you remember everything because obviously we all played the shit out of that game.
Mhm.
Like I don't know how many times I beat it, how many times I went through the grind to get the big Goron sword, which was
Mhm.
basically a Goron's butter knife.
Yeah. Oh my
But
god.
yeah,
It was pretty.
yeah, it was fucking great, and like I didn't even own an N64.
Would you
Best
say
Zelda.
that if you've never played Zelda Ocarina of Time, would you consider yourself a true gamer?
You can. We actually have a definition of what a true gamer
Okay,
is.
what was your
Mhm.
definition?
You have to actively play and like games from 3 different genres.
Ooh, good call.
So you can't be like, well, I like Madden.
like
and
I like
NFL,
mobile games.
and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mobile games to an extent, it depends on the mobile game. Like you can't say Candy Crush
Oh
is
my
like
God,
a game
right?
for it.
Yeah.
But there are other games like Grand Summoners, which I started getting into back in July,
Mhm.
has a very like MMO. Like you have bosses that you have to fight. There's multiplayer within it.
It's a
and stuff
gachapon
like that.
game.
Like
It's just
it's a
game.
gachapon game,
It's just a
but
gachapon game.
it's a gachapon game with multiplayer aspects for it. And there are other games that do equate to that on mobile, but not a whole lot of games.
Okay.
But you have to like you have to be able to be like, I like this RPG, I like this sports game. We'll allow a sports game. A driving game will still count too. That doesn't count as sports. That's a whole separate thing. So you just have to like 3 games from 3 different genres in order to say that you're a gamer.
Gotcha.
In our opinion.
I mean, but that makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're going to play video games, at least check out the different genres that are out there.
Yeah,
too.
you're not a gamer if all you do is play Madden. You are a guy that plays
which is
Madden.
so
or a girl that
frustrating,
plays
right?
Madden.
Yeah. And I'm not into sports games per se. so-
Or a COD bro who only plays COD.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All you are is a person that plays COD. You're not a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes perfect sense.
So number 3.
So number three, I would have to go with Saints Row 4. I love,
big purple dildos.
I love this game so
and that's why
much.
she liked it.
And let me tell you, beating somebody with a big purple dildo to flying spaghetti monster, there's just so much beauty in that. I feel like we need more of that in our lives, really.
I was so nervous that you wouldn't have anything bad, but now I know that you
I
have
mean,
something
there's
bad on
one,
this
there's
list.
one.
So
There's
it's
one.
But
not,
the music wise, she's not wrong.
it's yeah, okay.
You
fair
have a
enough.
great soundtrack
Fair
to
enough.
what you would
Yeah.
be doing.
Fair enough.
You
You know
know?
what? Yeah,
However, I
there's-
do
there's-
judge you that you played that game enough to where you're like, that soundtrack was great.
Oh my god! Like, but I can't even begin to tell you how many things that I've accomplished with just some of, like, even the classical side of
Mhm.
the music that they provide on there. Beating somebody with a dildo and with a classical Beethoven song is
Mhm.
just epic on so many levels. You should try it sometime. I do it every Friday.
IRL too.
Yeah,
Therapeutic.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Very therapeutic. All right.
Another one. Number two. This one holds very near and dear to my heart because I played this game a lot. Guitar
I would think that
Hero
somebody who does
3.
radio would know like how to wait and do like the number one
No.
thing, the
No.
countdown.
Now
I'm
you-
not a
you-
number one person. I don't like doing the countdown. I like doing like these are my top 5 in general. You put it in whatever order you want.
And go fuck
Just-
yourself.
Yeah. Just dig.
Eric's a fucking asshole and he interrupted you. You said
Yes,
Guitar Hero, but
Guitar
then you trailed off which Guitar Hero
Yeah.
we're
The
talking
third
about.
one.
Third one.
Because you
Very
had
important.
Dragon Force on there.
Yes.
This is a
Yes.
bonus.
The best part.
You
Is that
had
the one that
the
had
Fall of
Trogdor?
Troy.
Yes, Trogdor was
Yeah,
on
it
there.
had
Yeah.
Trogdor as the,
Yeah,
as
that
the
one.
special track.
You know, Kill Switch is on there. You had
Yes, it
Against
is.
and everything. But even some of the original songs that they had there too were a lot of fun. Knights of Sidonia. That was my first exposure
Yeah.
to Muse, and that song was fucking hard
Muse was
to
dope.
play.
Really? Because one of the precursors to
The metal, you know. Oh my god.
Well,
Oh my God.
three is what spurred
But no, I
off
was gonna say one of the
Metallica.
precursors to her radio station is how is where I got introduced to Muse.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I used to hear because okay, no, but go ahead. What else are you saying?
No,
No, that was it.
Yeah. I'll agree with the
Um,
Guitar Hero. Like, if you're gonna like play a game that's just like what music was great in a game, you're just like, all right, the biggest music-based game ever to be released was the Guitar Hero
Yeah.
genre.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, if you're gonna like buy one soundtrack from a game, it'd be fucking Guitar Hero because you can have everything on
Yeah.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Buckethead, first of all,
Yeah.
Oh god.
phenomenal in that shit. Like I had so much fun doing that. That was
They
the best
actually
wave.
had like a Buckethead guy in that too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
They
know.
would base some of their characters off of
when you were watching it, there was a guy with a bucket on his
Probably.
head during Buckethead, if I
Probably.
remember right.
And you know, it's just so fun to think about.
But it
Like
wasn't a
we talked
KFC.
earlier about
was hoping it
waves,
was.
like the wave that we're going through with battle royale games and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But that wave for Guitar Hero, Rock
music
Band, and stuff
games.
like
Oh,
that, music
yeah, it was
games.
fantastic.
That was just like a whole different like thing that was going on.
And
That
then when
was a
you
lot of
get
fun.
the downloads for them too, like the
Oh my
like the
God.
extra like online downloads, those are a lot of fun. So yeah, that was I would have to say that's probably like my number 2, but my number 1 all time forever. Numero uno. Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, there has to be a
Amazing.
Grand Theft Auto in here.
Amazing. I mean, God, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I listened to Flock of Seagulls playing this fucking game, driving my old ass car, and you know,
Picking up hookers and
Picking
then
up
showing them
hookers.
afterwards, get your money back.
exactly. I
So-
mean, that's how you do it in real life.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a massive like soundtrack buyer of games. Like that's like 80% of my music that I buy is like video game soundtracks.
Yeah.
We've legit
And-
done a best soundtrack for video games,
Yeah.
like top
For-
5.
And
in
see, I
general.
love that because I feel like people don't pay enough attention to that because
It's a whole
you
different
need a
art genre.
soundtrack
Yep.
for your adventures that you're going on.
Whole
Yep.
different art genre.
Whether it be in real life or in a game or a movie. I
Yep.
mean,
Mhm.
come on.
And if it's a horrible
Underrated.
soundtrack, no matter how good the game is, you'll hate playing that game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it's
You're
super
right.
annoying, like one of the things that really pissed a lot of people off with Ocarina of Time was just Navi. Like,
No.
hey,
Oh
listen.
God, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
listen.
Just
And-
shut the bitch up.
Yeah, and that
Mhm.
that became a thing. Like people, you know, went through and just were like, "Fuck it, I don't care. Like I'm just gonna play this game anyways." But it's like that was grating on a lot of people.
So my favorite thing about Vice City though is that Grand Theft Auto has obviously now 5 iterations have a great soundtrack to their name.
Mhm.
But Vice City was the first one where they really like brought it out. It was just like we're gonna make this like a full thing. And Grand Theft Auto 3, for all of its changes and stuff like that, was still only a 2-disc like soundtrack, and most of it was talking because they had a big, extensive
Mhm.
talk radio that was telling about what you're doing in the story, which was great. But Vice City was the first one. Was just like this soundtrack is 4 to 6 discs,
Mhm.
and there's
And
multiple
go
different
fuckers.
channels,
Yeah.
multiple different channels you can get onto. And then from there on out, it just got bigger and bigger. Like if you go out and try to buy like every song that was in Grand Theft Auto 5 and stuff like
Oh,
that,
gosh.
it's $300 for everything. You know,
Mhm.
once you buy all the collections and stuff like that. Obviously, I avoid a lot of the like the talk radio aspects when I'm buying the soundtracks, but there's a lot that's to it. And Vice City will always have a special part in my heart too, just because it's first.
And you know, being a radio person too, you know, listening to some of these radio stations on Grand Theft Auto Vice City,
You
the
get an idea.
commentary on
Oh,
it. and
Oh
you
my
get, like,
god!
you know, they're fucking hilarious. You
Yeah.
know, you have even the commercials. They're
Yep.
like rated PC or PG for political garbage, or you know, like just some of the things that they say in there make it that much more interesting, and it makes me wish that radio in real life was like that too, where you are making fun of these commercials, or you are making fun.
Oh, I
of
thought
some
you were
of
gonna
these-
say good.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Good, because everyone is just listening to the same shit over and over again. Like, don't get me wrong, I love being in radio and it's a lot of fun. I love the entertainment aspect of it. And I know people are like, oh, because like radio stations play the same songs all the time, no matter
Yes.
what it is.
Mhm.
You're playing nothing but the hits. Just like McDonald's is selling the same fucking burgers for the same, you know, however many times.
Mhm.
You're going to them because you know what you want to get. Whereas like,
Yeah,
I love
diabetes,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, a death wish. But
clogged arteries.
but that's why, but you know, and that's why I really appreciated Grand Theft Auto, because they made fun of that.
Mhm.
And it's a goofy fucking game with so many little things to make you laugh in the background. And yeah, that's my number 1.
All right.
Bitches.
Get behind that.
Sorry, guys.
No,
All
that-
right.
that was
No, that's,
appropriate.
that's
I-
fine. We call each
Yeah.
other bitches all the time.
About time you get involved.
All right.
I know. seriously. I actually woke up.
So I'm gonna add to this list all pretty solid games. However, you never played Just Shapes and Beats, which would be way up on there,
You're
which you will be playing.
Get
now.
off
which
that
I
dick.
just
And
got
Just Shapes
off
and Beats
that
are
dick a
great.
little bit.
However, I am now also going to go. I'm going to steal Jason's thunder because I know exactly what he's going to say, because it was number 1 and we high fived on it. The Doom soundtrack,
Oh yeah.
2016 Doom soundtrack
It was good.
is
So goddamn
the
good.
So metal.
best.
But here's the
so
thing,
metal.
is
So metal.
I
So
didn't
metal.
play Doom.
Oh, you could just fucking listen to it. Though.
Well,
yeah.
it's funny
so
because I
good.
talked about it in Nerdgasm because I saw that they're coming out with a vinyl
Yep.
for it, and it looked incredible. I just never, and then I started listening to it a little bit on Spotify because they already had it out
Yeah.
on there.
Mhm.
But then I just never went back to it.
Oh,
Because,
it's so fucking good.
It's good.
yeah, I just never went back.
They released it in YouTube form with
Yeah.
where they put like they had like the city on Mars and whatnot, and they had the beam of light coming up from the tower, and this beam of light was the spectral like analyzer of the music playing, so you could watch it like do that as you were
They
listening
did a
to
great
music.
job with the
Oh,
YouTube
wow.
channel for it.
It's so
Yeah.
fucking great. The composer for it is awesome. Hearing all the stuff for Doom Infinite
Mhm.
when that comes out, like all the music that I heard on the trailers and everything like that, it sounds just as fucking good, and it's gonna be fucking great.
Yeah.
I've sold people on this game music alone. I'm just like, do you
Really?
like
It's
metal?
so
Do you
good.
like metal? Because if you like metal and you like murdering demons, I am.
Do you
Wait,
like
do I
metal?
have the game
And
for
do you
you?
like hearing people read from the Satanic Bible?
Well, you
There
know
are a
what?
couple of passages of
It
that.
actually
but
made me think of this because I hadn't thought about this game in years until I was looking at an old picture on Facebook of something I took. Do you guys remember the game Brutal Legend?
Oh, fuck
Yep.
yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I think that had a pretty decent
Brutal
soundtrack,
Legend was
too.
great.
That would probably be an honorable mention.
Yeah.
It was a
Mhm.
weird ass fucking game. Though.
Yes, it
weird
was.
game, weird game. I love that Jack Black was in it. And
Yeah.
That was a huge draw for me, but also the metal aspect of it. But the game was just fucking strange.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't like it.
mixture between like Call of Duty or not Call of Duty, God of War, hack and slash,
Mhm.
and then you had
To
moments of
build these little
tower
like,
defense.
towers. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
I
was
was
just
like,
like-
this is weird.
it was really weird.
So going also though with what you were saying, with like Tony Hawk, Gran Turismo 3. Gran Turismo 3 had a
Yeah.
dope, great soundtrack, and it had to because you did 24-hour races, and it played the same song. That was the one drawback of that is it played the same song over and over again for the 24-hour races.
Wow.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But as long as you had a good song, like I would legit start the race, the song would come on and go, nope, back out,
Oh.
start again.
You got to get a good
I'm like-
song going. Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm gonna spend an hour listening to the same song over and over again while I drive the same track over and over again, I want it to be a good song.
so even though I've never played these games, I think a lot of people would argue that FIFA has fantastic
Yeah.
soundtracks.
So,
Yeah.
so
Got good
EA
soundtracks.
does a great job of licensing out.
Because they do that with NBA too.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
NFL,
good
yeah, all of them. The whole EA.
I just
game
thought of another one that gets an honorable mention, but go ahead.
No, do it.
No, go
do
for it.
Do it. I don't want to talk about EA. Go.
The Def, right? The Def Jam games when they were coming out.
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah,
Yeah.
Def Jam games. That's right. I forgot
God.
about
What's great
those.
about those Def Jam games is that the background would react to the music.
Oh God, yeah, like
So,
Fight
like,
for
you'd
New
have-
York. What was
yeah.
the
What
other
about
ones?
the Wu-Tang Fighter game?
That game
Oh.
sucked balls.
The music.
Def Jam Vendetta. That was okay. That
You
was
can
the
just
other
go
one.
down the
Icon.
Wu-Tang game
So?
songs. Like
Wu-Tang.
No.
Wu-Tang.
sorry,
Wu-Tang.
sorry. Music
Wu-Tang.
is not enough to
Wu-Tang's
save.
for the kids, man.
Music is not enough to save.
Wu-Tang's for the kids.
I mean, I'm
The
down with
Shaolin style. That's what the game was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
No.
As far as like games that like soundtracks that personified my life or got me into like that I always have in my head, which I assume is what this top 5 is about.
Yeah.
For me, 2 really just stick out to mind, and they're not the best soundtracks. But number 1 being the theme song for Sephiroth from Final
Yes,
Fantasy
Final
VII.
Fantasy
Okay. Okay.
Like I'll
The
sit
entire
there
Final
and-
Fantasy soundtrack,
is
Nobuo
really good.
Uematsu, is amazing.
But I'll sit there sometimes and be like, man, whatever situation I have in my life, whether it be traffic to a spreadsheet, I'll just be like, this really sucks. And like it'll be like the beat of, it'll be like, I just got to work right now. It's for this spreadsheet. You know, it doesn't matter. But like, so that one.
And Genova.
And Genova, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, great soundtrack that really like changed my life just because it pops up so much in my life.
Mhm.
Number 2 that I could just think of off the top of my head, Parappa the Rapper.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yep.
Because not only were they original songs, but the songs were just so great. Like I'll still just like anytime someone says kick, I'm just like kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to touch me, I'm sure you'll find things will teach you are sure to beat you. Nevertheless, you gotta listen to the teacher now. Kick, punch.
What was the one for the Dreamcast?
Space Channel number 5.
Yeah, Space Channel number 5. I was trying to remember what the second word was. It's like station,
So
channel.
the
Which was
game was
interesting.
okay. Like it was a different for a beat style game, but I put that in the same thing as like Bust a Groove. You know, where it's just it wasn't so much about the music; it was just about the game with the music. To
Yeah.
it. And that.
But it
'cause
was
I
also very, very ahead of its time. for when it came
Space Channel number 5.
out. I mean,
still
so
has,
was technically the entire Dreamcast, but
Space Channel number 5 still has a very active Reddit group, which
Yep.
is crazy to think about, on how like people would be still really interested in a 20-year-old game now.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it wasn't groundbreaking of a game. It's just like hit X, hit Y, hit whatever the Dreamcast controller was at the time.
Yeah.
And but people still love it just because it did something that most beat games didn't do at the time, which was have like a story and heart to it.
Mm.
And aside from Parappa the Rapper.
Yep. Chris, what do you got to add to this list?
You said Gran Turismo 3, but I'll go with Gran Turismo 1
Oh, one was still good too. Yeah.
with the actual store music.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh,
That's
what's
true.
I love the music for the Subaru store.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna buy all these. What's
The store music
Oh,
was
this
good.
is cool car. This music's cool.
And we had that on I remember that got put
Yeah.
on the list, especially the Subaru store. Which you didn't need a vape to get into that store.
No, it's fine. I was
But-
like, what, 8, 10?
Yeah, something like that.
So-
But yeah, the music way back in the day, like, was like, you don't think of it that it was a big part of the game, but it was a huge part of the game. Like we said, it's like if the music sucked, you wouldn't want to play the game because it would just be so fucking annoying to listen to. Or
Right.
you'd turn it off and you'd just play the game silent.
I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've dated a guy where they were playing a sports game and the fucking music was terrible, like a basketball game. They would play the song. I wish I could remember the
It's all right that
name.
you don't remember it.
All I
Because
do is
better,
win,
but I can-
no matter what you say.
I love
Yeah.
that song.
Oh my
That's
God.
different. Win. No, we're playing basketball without a basketball. That's the whole fucking song, and it played all the
God.
time. And I was like, okay, this is stupid. I never want to hear this game or play this game. But yeah, I think it's important to have a solid soundtrack to whatever you're doing. Because if you don't, I mean, you're not going to have fun. It's just what it is.
I'm really happy that you came in here and were just like, I'm going to give you a top 5 about music, and you're a radio person.
yeah.
It really makes me happy.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of makes me happy.
We
a lot.
thought
I felt
over
like
a
it was
lot.
a good, I felt like it was a good time.
Crossover. Yeah, you got the meld.
Because that's what
Yeah.
I do. You
We
know,
try,
I
we
deal with
try
music.
and get some of the good ones. So that's awesome that you decided, like, yeah, no, that's the one that I want to do.
It made sense to me, and plus,
Yeah.
it's what I have the most connection to.
You have 2 on it are just absolute bullshit.
Well,
Doesn't
honestly,
matter,
I mean,
but-
like my first console, you guys are talking, or we were talking about consoles, and I was like, my first one was Super Nintendo, and I was like, and I played the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game over and over again. That was it.
yeah.
Turtles
It was
in
an awesome
Time?
game.
Turtles in Time or the one before it?
Both of them.
Nice.
So, but I'm like, well, I don't have anything else to add to that. So I was like, fuck this. So I was like, let's just stick with what I know. Music.
Yep.
Do it.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
I'm
for joining
really
us,
upset
Mo.
you guys didn't fight me on most of this music, except for maybe Saints Row, but even that.
We're
Saints
not
Row's
high enough to
garbage.
fight.
Is that what it is? I feel like a super.
Or we've
human
got
all the
contact
time.
high and we're now too high to fight. I don't know.
Yeah,
One
you
of the
look
two.
really sleepy. Why are your eyes so
But
cheap?
he's
Where are those
sick.
chips at?
They're in,
like we got-
they're in the pantry right
I
there.
just started
Maybe
eating
anyone
this
got some
plant.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks a lot for joining us, Mo.
Thank you for
It's
having me. I had a
awesome to
blast,
have
you
you on
guys. This
here.
is great.
We'd love to have you back again.
Yes,
Yes.
just let me know.
Again,
Make
rate,
sure we
review
talk about
us.
mush diving more. So
Yes.
Go to altaz933.com.
honestly, what you really want to do is just follow me on my social media.
Yep.
Don't worry
Yep.
about all that. The radio
Mo
station
Show
will always
Radio,
be
right?
there. It's the Mo Show or MORO Radio on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, yourmomshouse.com, all that stuff.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
Hentais.edu.
Yes.
Yeah, hentai.edu.
Yes.
Keep an
Enroll.
eye out for that. Make sure that everything that has been said on this podcast is copyright trademark. I beat it first. Go fuck yourself.
Pat, listen to us on oh god, what was it? Podcast
Words?
Podcasts.
Podcast.
Podcasts.
I can't even talk.
Podcasts.com. We have actually, he has bought like domains while we've been drinking.
Really?
Like
Yes.
mid
Fucking
podcast.
searching right now.
Yes.
Bought domains just so that when it comes out, like someone will buy it.
Smugcoffee.com.
Smugcoffee.com. Yes, we have smugcoffee.com. All right, well, thanks a lot, everybody, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Hentais.edu is unavailable.
Oh, because I bought it already, bitches.